Welcome to the Hana Ice Skating Stadium for the second game in the Trans-Tasman Ice Hockey Challenge for 2024 between the Aussie Flyers and the New Zealand Ice Ferns here on Awabika land. I'm Eric Brook, and alongside me, she's played 25 games for Australia in a long and illustrious career. It's Amelia Matheson. Mel, g'day.
Hello, how are you going?
Good to see you. You were actually in the crowd spectating yesterday. Australia won 5-0. What did you think of the game?
Oh, honestly, it's not very often I'm on the spectating side, so that was really good just to let my hair down a little bit there. But yeah, no, it was actually a phenomenal game to watch. It was really good speed, really good tempo, good passing, quite physical. It started getting physical quite at the end there too. But it was great to see. I really think the level was, it was enjoyable to watch.
And so, obviously, lots of stories up and down the ice. Sasha King with the victory and the shutout.
The shutout, yeah. No, she did really good, and she was getting the crowd pumped up too. She's a very active goalie with sort of skating off to the side and lifting her hands up, and it really got us going. So she ended up with her own chant. So she did like that. I did talk to her after the game about that. And
so having a look at the New Zealand end of the ice, Grace Harrison was in net yesterday.
Yeah.
And I became a member of the Grace Harrison fan club yesterday. I haven't got my membership card from Melissa yet, but that will come.
She got really worked yesterday. Australia were a bit more dominant with the shot count there, and she did a great job. It's a lot to take, and it's a lot of power, and the girls from Australia can definitely shoot. So I don't necessarily know all the New Zealand girls. I know a couple from the past, but I've seeing him warm up and seeing some attempts and that. Everyone's capable out there, but the goalie got worked yesterday, and she did great.
So, because of the way that this has been set up with two games, we're expecting the opposite goalies to go in net today. So, Michaela Pearce for Australia and Lachlan Hyde for the New Zealanders. Yeah,
I did see Michaela warming up, taking some extra warmies down the side here before coming on the ice there. I assume that she's going to be. So, it's going to be good to see her at this level as well against this team. And as for the New Zealand team, you never know what they can produce as well with a new goalie change as well.
So having a look at the New Zealand team on screen now, yes, it was 5-0. I don't think it actually reflected the effort that the New Zealanders put into the game.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's I think one thing though I did notice, and this is probably coming from coaching world to me, I just felt like they let Australia get to the puck first. If they changed that, third period was definitely different for them. I felt like they actually brought the pressure to Australia a lot more. But if they can bring that into the first period of this game, they're more in for a bigger chance there. Just getting to the puck first and just winning those battles as opposed to letting Australia get there first and then having to battle harder to try and win that puck.
So I noticed one of the challenges that New Zealand had was getting out of their defensive zone into the neutral zone, but that was also because of the speed of the Australians as well.
Yeah, they did swarm them, so they did come over and try to take away all passing lanes, and there was good sticks in lanes. Yeah, good sticks in lanes, and that helps anyone if you're in the right path there. So if New Zealand can take a step quicker and get a pass off a bit quicker, that will help them to be exiting the zone.
So very, very shortly, Mel, we've got a special guest coming downstairs. Sarah Dora-Marche is downstairs today. She'll be doing our interviews during the game, and very shortly we'll be crossing to ice level, and we'll be talking to Adam Mulno, who's the Chief Executive of Ice Hockey Australia. I've seen him a few times around the rink. He's a very busy man, and he's also very passionate about women's hockey, that we'll find out very, very shortly. We have about 5 minutes remaining in warm-up, and then we'll have you going on an excursion downstairs because you'll actually be doing the ceremonial puck drop.
I am, yes. I've been very honoured to be asked to do the drop puck for today's game, so it's going to be very nice.
Have you actually done that before?
I've done a puck drop at my retirement from AWHL with the Sirens.
So we're about to cross downstairs. Sarah Dora-Marche has Adam Mulno from Ice Hockey Australia. So we'll be down to ice level very, very shortly. I actually remember doing the same thing that you're about to do actually during my commentary career at AW at Canterbury. I think you would have actually been captain of the Sirens at the time. I didn't know it was happening, and it was like quick, you need to get over because you're dropping the puck and then you need to get back to the commentary box pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So you'll be doing that very, very shortly.
Yeah.
So we'll cross now to Sarah and Adam Woolnough from Ice Hockey Australia downstairs.
Hi, so I'm here with Adam Woolnough, who's the General Manager of Ice Hockey Australia. Adam, I know there's been a lot going on behind the scenes, especially for women's hockey. How has this gone so far for you?
It's an incredibly exciting weekend to have international women's ice hockey playing here in Newcastle. Two great rivals, Australia and New Zealand, but it all wouldn't be made possible without the support of the International Ice Hockey Federation. There's a real push to promote and to get more women's ice hockey, international ice hockey playing. So this is just the first of many activations that we'll be looking to put on over the next number of years.
Perfect. And then in terms of the coaching as well, there's been lots of coaching support. I know Marcus has had wonderful opportunities lately. How is he performing for you? Is everything working out in that front as well?
Yeah, I think it's a community, right? So at the start of the week, we had Jaden Ryan come up from the Sirens and help support Marcus and the other coaching staff. So from a planning perspective for Worlds next year, I think Marcus would be happy about yesterday. Of course, there's another game to go on in a number of minutes, but I think with the support of the community around the participants and the crowd here today, Marcus will be really happy. And I think there's the AW season to come along, starting in November, through to March, World Championships in New Zealand, Dunedin. So, look, I think generally speaking, Marcus and the coaching staff would be really impressed by what's happened this weekend.
So you mentioned AW, obviously that's a priority for the next few months and all the teams going to World Championships as well. Is there anything else that's planned over the next 6 months, not just for the senior women, but for the U18s as well?
Excitingly, we've just moved to the Americas region. So now Ice Hockey Australia and New Zealand Ice Hockey Federation are in the Americas with USA Hockey, Hockey Canada, Mexico. So there's going to be a great opportunity for us to build out some pathway programs for coaches, players, administration, looking at best practice, looking at learning from them in terms of what they've done and what they haven't done, which is a lot. They've done a lot, obviously. But so over the next 6 to 12 months, there's a great opportunity for New Zealand and Australia to look at what's next. Obviously a lot of players go over to North America and Canada already, but let's try and formalise that. So that's going to be the next part of what we do, is establishing those pathway programs for, in particular, the players, and for both genders, male, female. Look at what the para space is doing as well, particularly in the US and Canada. So it's a bit of a watch this space. We do have those existing programs already though, with the coaches coming across for our development camps. So it's an exciting little period moving forward.
Yeah, it all sounds really wonderful. There's so much going on. We know there's a lot going on in the background as well. So thank you so much to IHA and yourself, always supporting the women's game, and enjoy this game.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Back to Mel and Eric.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Adam, General Manager of Ice Hockey Australia there, Adam Woolnough. So we're about 1 minute away from the end of warm-up. Amelia Matheson is making the journey across the ice for the ceremonial puck drop. We'll have both the national anthems of Australia and New Zealand very, very shortly. Then we'll be in the action. Just to recap, yesterday New Zealand lost 5-0. Grace Harrison was in net for New Zealand, so I'm expecting Lachlan Hyde to be in net for New Zealand today. Australia, Sasha King was in net yesterday, and I'm expecting Michaela Pearce in net for Australia today. No obvious injury concerns for either team. Both teams were in good spirits yesterday, and today arriving at the rink, the second of 2 games. And as mentioned in the interview with Sarah and Adam, the Australian Women's Ice Hockey League kicking off in November, and that competition runs over from November through to March. Just moments away, having a look at the New Zealanders now. Just as warm-up is ending, the lights will be going out. The players will be leaving the ice surface shortly. Lots of different stories up and down the ice yesterday. We made the point yesterday during the broadcast that for some of the Perth players, for instance, who have flown across, Sasha King, Michelle Clark-Crumpton, Sarah Simmons, amongst others, It's a long trip over from Perth, and it was actually a shorter flight for the New Zealand Ice Ferns compared to the Australian team. So it's good to see the New Zealanders in town and some supporters. We're about to have the official welcome to the ice for this game this afternoon between Australia and New Zealand. Players will be onto the ice shortly, then that will be followed by the national anthems and the ceremonial puck drop. Eric Brook here with you, and Amelia Matheson will be joining us very, very shortly. Recapping the goal scorers from yesterday, 5-0 to Australia. There was 2 goals by Lindsay Kowinnik and also Christina Julian, and a solitary goal for Tash Farrier, the 5 goals for Australia. So players in the dressing rooms for the last couple of moments, then they'll be welcomed onto the ice. So our officials are also on the ice. We'll introduce the officials shortly. The dressing room door for the Australian Flyers is open, and they will be coming onto the very ice. Here comes the Australians, and Michaela Pearce coming onto the ice and doing her rookie lap, followed by Sasha King, Tash Farrier amongst others, and the New Zealanders coming onto the ice as well, led by their captain Jamie Jones. Interesting to see that the goalies aren't actually on the ice yet. They will be coming onto the ice shortly. So we have New Zealand in black, Australia in white. And out of the New Zealand goal is Lachlan Hyde onto the ice first. Both teams are gathering on their respective blue lines. We're about to have the Australian and New Zealand national anthems performed in arena.
Torah, Atafakaona, Mea Rohanoa, Kia Hua Kotepai, Kia Toto Atafai. Mana aki tia mai aotea, God of nations, at thy feet, in the bonds of love we meet. Hear our voices, we entreat. God, defend our free land. God, Pacific's triple star, from the shafts of strife and war. Make her praises heard afar. God, defend New Zealand. Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's history's page. Let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing. Advance Australia fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, our very own Lucy Nidri. Now, can we please invite both captains up for a ceremonial puck drop? I do not have time this afternoon to list all of her accolades, but the woman who is about to drop the puck is no stranger to women's hockey. In the Hunter Sports Hall of Fame, multiple-time members of the national teams. Ladies and gentlemen, Amelia Matheson.
The ceremonial puck drop there with the Australia-New Zealand captain, Stephanie Cochrane, and also Jamie James with our very own Amelia Matheson, who will be back in the central commentary position very, very shortly. The lights are on, stick taps all round.
And make some noise for
And we're about to have some action here. Game 2 of this series. Michaela Pearce heading in net for Australia. And Lachlan Hyde for New Zealand. We're just moments away now, having a look at both teams on screen. New Zealand in black and Australia in their predominantly white jersey. Oh, she's made it back in record time. And Amelia will be joining us very, very shortly. Last couple of moments here. The New Zealanders stick tapping in their circle. Australia there as well. And we'll welcome back Amelia.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You made very quick time back.
I ran. It's probably the fastest I have in a while.
You were saying yesterday that you've been retired from top-level hockey for a while as a player. You've been busy as a coach with the North Stars, amongst others, in the AI.
Yes.
You actually had some FOMO yesterday watching both teams on the ice.
Yes, for the first time since retiring. So, yeah, just the level of hockey and how fast it was and physical. It was, yeah, definitely got the feels there. I was like, damn it. So, but, yeah, life as it is. It's just how it rolls. So, yeah, it's good for the girls and what's happening and what the teams are producing now.
So our officials today, Davida Paul and Gabby Aston, and on the line Sarah Kinnaman and Isabella Russell, unchanged lineup from yesterday. And we congratulate our officials as well. And we're underway. New Zealand first for the puck now. Muralay, zebra down. Here comes Australia in defence. Could have been a hook there. Worked out by Katrina Rapchuk. Horner Pascoe into the action early. Australia should be able to work it out via Davis Tope. Back in towards neutral ice. Sarah Salmons. And here comes Australia on the right-hand side, up against the boards in Cafe Corner. Reinforcements arriving from both teams now. New Zealand will be keen to get themselves off to a flyer. A great start. Here's Kirsty Venus now for Australia. Good shot on Hyde early. Looking to clear it out. Horner Pascoe. I wonder if that music, the sound of the police, was made for her benefit. A detective sergeant in the New Zealand Police. Here comes Australia now, right-hand side. First shift for both teams. Nice cross-ice pass for Tash Farias. Picked herself up a goal yesterday. Here's Christina Julian. Picked herself up 2 goals. Part of the newly named Zoom Zoom line by Alyssa Longmuir. And we have a whistle. How's the start, Mel?
Good tempo, yeah. It's, yeah, New Zealand kind of have that jump that they had in the third period there. Just trying to get to the puck quickly, but yeah, Australia's got a bit more control at the moment.
Attacking zone face-off coming up. Christina Julian will take it. Her first time in the green and gold this weekend. New Zealand working it out of their own defensive end. I'll be keen to see how they go in that department. Abby Heal amongst others in the corner, in Cafe Corner. Australia looking to go on the attack early against Lachlan Hyde in net. The puck's free in the slot. Hyde had that one. New Zealand break out now, and that'll come out via Murray on the left-hand side. Has some support there in Hannah Shields. New Zealand still on the attack. Back-handed shovel. Working it out towards Zamboni corner. It'll come back for cross on the blue line for New Zealand. And Shana Godfrey working it out of her own defensive end. Corporate corner now. Australia working it out via Marnie Pullen. It's got McClellan for company. McClellan was busy in defence yesterday. Tahima. Got that right today. Thanks for the heads up. And here comes New Zealand. Clark Crompton now going across ice against Hefford. Entering the zone, Clark Crompton now. Cafe corner has Tahima in front of the net. Carlisle waiting for it on the blue line. Here's Carlisle with the shot. That shot was very elevated from Alison Carlisle. Didn't see a lot of that yesterday. A lot of the shots were at ice level. Abby Hill busy for the Kiwis yesterday. And on the left-hand post, Hyde had to be very, very busy there.
Yeah, and that's good net presence by their goalie in their defence, because Australia was coming in hot there to try and pick up any loose pucks.
Now, as a defender yourself and as for goalies, aerial shots, we don't see a lot of it in the women's game, but it was good from Alison Carlisle. Attacking zone face-off for Australia. Carlisle with the puck again. Finds Arps on the blue line. Australia having a lot of the ice, Aparicio. And it's back now for Ebony Brunt in front. Nobody in front of the slot. New Zealand should be able to clear it away. And they make a breakout. Here's Jones. Cross ice pass on intercepted by Aparicio. New Zealand there in numbers and a nice shot, but a good quality save. It'll be important for Hyde to make that quality save, and she made it well.
Yeah, New Zealand's right now is forcing Australia into areas that makes it easier for the goalie to see the puck. So Australia is going to have to step it up there to work around the New Zealand team and get those sneaky back doors.
Nelson against Aparicio at the face-off, right in front of the old central commentary position. Lots of boards battles. Australia now, they have a player in the slot with Brunt. Reinforcements need to arrive from Australia, and they have now. Here's an opportunity now for New Zealand to clear it out of their defensive end. Uralai in towards Zamboni corner. Carlisle being busy early for Australia in defence. The pass intended for Salmons, but it was intercepted there in the end by Nelson. Zamboni corner again, Nelson. Australia trying to clear it out and back in towards neutral ice. Good work in defence there by Hollier. And it will come back now for Arps. Dumped in the corner, in towards skate higher corner. And that will come back for icing.
Yeah, Gabby had the right idea there. She was trying to get a stick tap on EDT and unfortunately just went a bit past. And it's from when the puck releases is the icing. So the linesman was all over that one.
We've got a few members of Hyphen squad in both teams.
We do, yeah.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for New Zealand. Let's see what sort of a pressure they can apply on Michaela Pearce. Hasn't had a lot of pressure put on her at this stage. We've only had 4 minutes of action. Zamboni corner now. Gregory against Carlisle. Carlisle gets a little bit of better of that one. Trying to clear it out now is Arps. So Australia will be looking for an early line change. They tried to get off during that icing. That's a nice pass for Salmons. Salmons enters the zone. 2-on-1 situation. Salmons has got some speed though. Salmons driving the net. Doesn't have any support at the moment. Finds some support on the blue line now. Flung in there by Katrina Rapchuk. Australia with it. Davis Tope was initially in the slot. Battle up against the boards. Rapchuk again. The Rapchuk parents didn't have a lot to do yesterday in game time. It was unusual for them. They were spectated just like you, Mel.
Yeah, it was different being on that side.
It certainly is. Australia on the attack now. Firing. There's a rebound there. Closest Australian player was Christina Julian, but there were ample support from the New Zealander. The Ice Ferns back there. Glove down to herself. It was good work there by Abby Heel. One of several sisters on the ice. Abby Heel with it now. Zamboni corner. And we'll come back towards corporate corner. Shana Godfrey. Heavy contact there. The penalty box door will be opening. Michaela Pearce gets about halfway off for the extra attacker. And Australia, Mel, about to head on to the power play.
Yeah, Shana put herself in a good position there, so kind of drew that penalty because that player went in, was obviously going for puck and having body in the way there. She has gone down hard. It looks like it has whipped her neck a little bit. I can see Shana stretching her neck there, but referee was all over that. And we've got the captain talking to the referees now, and I have a feeling that could be because Shana did tap the other person's stick away, which technically is a penalty if the referee sees it. But the referee hasn't, so that's lucky for Shana.
2 minutes for an illegal hit. Attacking zone face-off at start of the Australian power play. Alex Hefford sitting in the box for New Zealand. Australia power play. They had a long time before they got their first power play yesterday in yesterday's game, Australia, so they'll be looking to take advantage. Katrina Rapchuk quarterbacking on the top of the umbrella, firing from distance. Emily Davis-Tape. There's an opportunity.
2 minutes.
It was good work there by Australia. Up against the boards. Farrier. Farrier with it again. Rapchuk at the top of the umbrella. Australia working at left-hand side. There's a lot of pushy-shovey in front of the net. They're trying to take, that's Steph Cochran, the captain of Australia, trying to take Hyde's eyes away from her. So they need to get a shot on. McClellan fires. And it's gone in. Australia there. Great work. Power play goal.
Yeah, that's a great effort by Steph in front of the net there. Like, while the team's obviously doing all the passing on the outside, she really had to battle that girl, but she's so good. Steph is really, really known for this, is making sure that her stick is always clear and open. And yeah, she's managed to get a stick clear from that player. You see here, she switches up and over there. And then
There's a couple of different options there with Cochran and Farrier in front there.
Yeah.
I just called it that second before. Steph was putting in a lot of effort in front there.
Yeah. She half caused a distraction there, which left EDT open.
So there was another option. 1-0 Australia now. And that will come back for Malari. Firing wide of Pearce. No action required.
Australian power play goal. Score by number 16, Tash Farrier.
So Tash Farrier's goal. But good work by Steph Cochran as well in front. Katrina Rapchuk now. So that power play goal ends the Australian power play. From memory, I think that may be the first power play goal of the weekend. A comeback now for Horner Pascoe firing. Well, it's good work there by the Australians to get in front of the net. Kirsty Venus there. I know you've had a few battles with Kirsty playing for the Rush.
Yes, we have. We had a rough start to when we first ever met, and then we became friends, so we're all good there.
So back now up against the boards, Mulhana. Here comes Mahoney now. Mahoney comes in around one. Mahoney has some support from Mulhana in front, but there's a lot of black jerseys back there for New Zealand, and they clear it out using the boards and kept in the zone by Venus. Now Paricio providing some resistance. McClellan, partial line change for Australia. Brunt coming on, Cochran and Pullen, amongst others. Oh, in front, Ebony Brunt had a great opportunity. There is a stick on the ice down there somewhere.
Goalie stick.
And it is a goalie stick as well. That happened once to Grace Harrison. There's another penalty coming, so Hyde will have an opportunity to pick her stick up. Another illegal hit. And this time the Australian penalty box door is opening. Steph Cochran, 2 minutes for an illegal hit. New Zealand power play.
You say illegal hit because it is the rules, but I believe, and I have always believed, that we should be allowed to play some sort of contact. We don't need to open ice hit and, blow each other up, but yeah, some bump and grind, and we should be allowed to do it.
So an attacking zone face-off and start of the New Zealand power play. We had a power play goal for Australia. Let's see what the New Zealanders can do. 12:28 on the big clock, 1:58 on the small clock. New Zealand now. Here's Lily trying to find somebody in the slot. Cleared up there by Farrier. Here's Lily again. Does a good job of keeping it in the zone. Cross ice pass, and that will come back for Mills. Mills against Arps. Battle in the corner. And that will come back and cleared out by Australia. So a partial line change coming up for Australia. Tahima comes on in lieu of Farrier. And that will come back for Caitlin Judith Heel. Well done by by Arps there. Here's Abby Heel. Finds Hefford. Centering pass. And Tahima again coming out and clearing the puck up against the boards. New Zealand partial line change. So New Zealand are the ones on the power play. Let's see how they can set themselves up. Almost a turnover. Nelson there recovering against Mulhana. Entering the zone now, New Zealand. 49 seconds remaining on the power play. They need somebody in front of the net. Nelson's got that position now. Jones on the point at the top of the umbrella. Here's Jones now. Jones. Horner Pascoe. Horner Pascoe fires. She was really good, especially in the third period yesterday. And a good shot on Michaela Pearce, 35 seconds of the power play.
Yeah, she kind of set herself up in a position there where she was facing the player. She should have had her body more facing towards the net and be able to receive that pass so that shot came off quick. She actually had the goalie but because she took a bit of time to take that shot, the goalie was able to track that and line herself up there.
Attacking zone face off, 35 seconds of the power play. Jones again waiting for at the top of the umbrella. McClellan for Australia just looking to clear it out. Nelson's coming in. And there's another penalty coming with 23 seconds remaining of the original penalty.
Could be one of those games. We're not very far in and we've already had 3 penalties.
So coming up now, Australia heading into the penalty box. McClellan has received the penalty, high sticking. And so we'll have 23 seconds, Mel, a 5-on-3 for New Zealand. Let's see if they can take advantage of having a short-handed Australia. Puck will eventually leave the face-off circle. Here's Heel of the Caitlin variety. Give and go there with Jones. Back now for Jones at the top of the umbrella. Left-hand side. Shot went wide from Murali.
Cleared the zone.
It did clear the zone all by themselves. Didn't need Australia to do that.
Yeah, that helps Australia.
Back now. So Australia get one player back. Cochrane back onto the ice. Horner Pascoe. Steph Cochrane almost coming straight into the action. Still 90 seconds of a 5-on-4 power play now for New Zealand. Right-hand side, Horner Pascoe. In front was Nelson. Nelson was just wide in the end on the right-hand side of Pearce. Aparicio getting involved on the half wall. New Zealand still on the attack. They've been out there for a while now, this line on the power play. Horner Pascoe has some pressure. Back now for Heel. Back for Horner Pascoe, who fires, deflected in the way through. That could have went anywhere off the deflection, out of the zone. 55 seconds of the power play remaining. Australia line changing en masse. New Zealand have done a partial line change. Here's an opportunity for Salmon, short-handed. Coming back now. Oh, backdoor opportunity. 1-2 there. Tash Farrier. And certainly called into action. Her team should be up the other end of the ice. Lachlan Hyde.
Wow, yeah. No, Sarah was really patient there, and then she sort of, she had pressure coming in behind there, but then she's passed it across, and Tash just, goalie gets there first, but then the D actually did a really smart play and jumping in behind there to help that goalie out, which actually the foot stops that second shot, which was a clear opportunity there.
So 34 seconds of the New Zealand power play. They were able to change because that PP unit was out there for quite some time. Let's see what they can do in the last 20 seconds of their power play. They're at the wrong end briefly. They try and clear it out, and they do clear it out their left-hand side. Here comes Mills now, entering the zone. Has some support in Hefford. The pass was too strong. Salmons, and clearing it out now is Farrier. It will come back now for Abby Heel. Rapchuck. 5 seconds of the power play remaining, and Australia Mel have done a great job short-handed. Out of the box now comes McClellan, and that will come all the way back down for Lily. Nice centering pass, but only found Courtney Mahoney for Australia up against the boards, and that will come back now for Lily again. Has Abby Heel for company. Australia applying the pressure. Hefford out of the zone, back into neutral ice, trying to connect with Kowinick. New Zealand now looking to go on the attack. The pass went wide of Hayward, who's leading the third line for New Zealand. Centering pass, almost managed to connect there with Vanel. Up against the boards, Haywood again, centering. Opportunity gone for New Zealand. Australia on the breakout now. Here's Kowinnik, scored herself 2 goals yesterday, getting forced wide there by Hollier. Up against the boards. Australia still on the attack. Haywood. New Zealand do a good job of clearing it out of the side, out of immediate danger by Helmrich. Shot goes wide. It will come back now. Looking to clear it out is Gordon, making her Ice Ferns debut this weekend at the tender age of 16. I know what I was doing at the age of 16, Mel, and it wasn't representing my country in anything.
Yeah,
Saved by Michaela Pearce. 1-0 Australia, 7:28 remaining in the first.
Yeah, look, this is a relatively closer game compared to the last yesterday's first and second period, but it's New Zealand have really came out with a higher tempo, and they're really causing a bit of havoc for Australia here.
So Nelson for New Zealand centering this line with Horner Pascoe to the left. Katrina Rapchuk clearing it out, finding Shana Godfrey briefly up against the boards, and it will come back now for Rapchuk. Rapchuk clearing it out, has some support, finds support. Here's Julian now. Good stick lift there by Nelson. Julian still with the puck, driving the net. Just went wide of Godfrey in the end. Horner Pascoe clearing it out. Funky bounce off the boards. Christina Julian now. And that will come up for Mulhana. Up against the boards. New Zealand look to clear it out via Nelson, who was very impressive yesterday. Back for Australia on the attack. Christina Julian. Centering. Nelson again. Entering the zone. They come into the zone, but go offside.
Got them offside there.
The offside police got them on that occasion, Mel.
Yeah, it's sometimes good for a bit of a breather. They've both done line changes now, so it sometimes can be a blessing.
The pace certainly seems to have picked up from yesterday. It would take
Really
a bit of time to get into the swing of things for either team.
Yeah, no, good tempo.
Neutral zone face-off closest to the Australian penalty box. Flung in there by Lily from New Zealand. It will come back Marnie Pullen. Australia trying to clear it out towards Zamboni corner. Zamboni out in 6:20. McClellan, nice centering pass to Hema. Gregory. And that will come back for Australia. Marnie Pullen again. Has some support. Finds Mulhana. Nice centering pass. It was probably a bit strong for Clark Crumpton, but she recovered. Tahima again. Uses some soccer skills. Kept in the zone. Selecting power drive was McClellan. It wasn't far off in the end. First time I've used that one over the weekend. And that will come back. Australia trying to clear it back into the slot. New Zealand out of the zone via Gregory. An opportunity here by Murray. It'll come in towards corporate corner. McClellan again. Finds Brunt. Brunt now delivering it to Clark Crumpton. Clark Crumpton, Brunt. Clark Crumpton and Brunt combining well, but the play breaks down. New Zealand trying to clear it out of their zone. Good work there. Here's Brunt again firing, and a nice glove save there by Hyde.
Yes, so many good opportunities here. One thing I really like Australia is they've always got a support person near them. So if they happen to lose the puck, they've always got someone there to pick it up, and it's all around the ice, which has been really, really good.
So an attacking zone face-off coming up for Australia. Aparicio will take it against Abby Heel. It will come back now for Rapchuk. Venus wanting it on the far left-hand side. Good shot on Hyde. That attempt went slightly wide. Back now for Venus. Centering. Right pad save there. New Zealand looking to clear it out, and they do. Only as far as Venus. Up against the board. Skate higher corner. New Zealand looking to clear it out. Could have been risky, but there were no Australians within Kui. Kept out of the zone. It's now out of the zone. It will come back now, New Zealand, at their defensive end. Certainly applying some pressure. Captain on captain. James against Cochrane. Could have been a hold either way. Centering pass in front. Australia there slanting the ice in their direction. New Zealand just need to clear it out. They've been hemmed down here for a little bit. Kept in the zone there by Arps. It'll come back now. Now they can try and clear it out New Zealand. They almost do. Davis Tope got herself in the way of that one at neutral ice. There's a bit of space for Kawinick. Kawinick around one. And it comes back for New Zealand briefly. Back to centre ice. Salmons, cross ice pass. Finds Carlisle. Farrier tried to glove it down, but she needed to be like 6'11" to get that one.
The attempt was there though.
Oh, absolutely. Attacking. New Zealand looking to go on the attack now. 3:40 remaining in the first. 1-0 Australia on the halfboard near the door of doom. Cleared out by Carlisle. Finding the skates of Heel. And we'll come back now for Farrier. He's got Julian for company. Misses the stick of Julian. New Zealand have good numbers there in defence. And heading on the charge there is Gordon up against the boards. Farrier first to it for the Australians. Back now for Nelson. Hollier entering the zone now, getting around Godfrey. Partial line change. Up against the board, Zamboni corner. Zamboni out in 3 minutes. And a good save there, and it needed to be as it came back to Piers.
Yes, it did. Yeah, it's not what you want as a defence, skating around there and, kind of having that pressure, and you want that pass just to kind of rip off around the boards there, and it comes off funny off your stick, but Michaela was on guard for that one.
Australia taking the opportunity to change. New Zealand have only just changed. 3 minutes exactly on the clock in the first period. Puck eventually leaves the face-off circle. Marnie Pullen. Narrow corridor. Mulhana. Nelson. Nelson with an opportunity here. She was under pressure. Mullally fires. Good shot there from Horner Pascoe. Good quality opportunity there. McClellan up against the boards. Reinforcements arrive. Nelson, Horner Pascoe. Here's Mulhana. Australia on the attack now. Mulhana and absolutely flying through. Battle up against the boards. Puck still free. Marnie Pullen on the blue line. Can't prevent it from leaving the zone. Comes back to the centre line. Right underneath the central commentary position. Marnie Pullen against Shields. Puck needs to continue to move. Katrina Rapchuk finds some support. Aparicio's got a bit of space. Lots of all black jerseys there. Venus. It will come back now for Rapchuk. Up against Murray. Rapchuk now brings it back to her own goal line. Has some support from Venus in corporate corner. Backhanded shovel out of the zone. And here come Australia on the attack again. Aparicio. Brunt. Brunt was trying to squeeze through a gap. Called into action there was Hyde. New Zealand try and clear it out via Hannah Cross. Here's Lily. Gregory. Trying to keep it in the zone and did a good job of that was Rapchuk. Across ice, here comes New Zealand again. Getting it on the skates there, but under some pressure there was Murray. The puck balloons. Kawinick against Heel. Heel. The intended target was Hefford. Finds Davis Tope, EDT. There is 1 minute remaining in the first period. Davis Tope now getting sent wide. Up against the boards. Well cleared out by Hefford. Back for McClellan. She'll look to enter the zone on the left-hand side. Manages to squeeze through a gap that closed rather rapidly. Jones. Right-hand side. New Zealand trying to clear the zone. 35 seconds of the period. Salmons ends up towards Cafe Corner. Recommend the fish cocktails, by the way. Back for Arps. Skate higher corner. New Zealand looking to clear the zone. They do now. Finding Hefford entering the zone. Muralite, good save there. And good pressure in front. And a little bit of pushy-shovey right at the end there. The atmosphere is rising in the building, Mel.
Yeah, it is. She trying to send a message there, I think, sort of saying, don't come near my goalie. Don't even attempt to come near my goalie when the glove is covered.
And I know you've done that quite a few times in your career as a D.
I have not done it every game.
Protected your goalie. You've got to protect your goalie.
No, I was very protective of my goalies.
Flying from distance, and it's gone in. New Zealand have scored their first goal of the weekend. off the face-off.
Yeah, that's a hard one there. Michaela, you'll see on the playback here, Michaela was very screened, and she isn't the tallest of goalies, so you can see she's crouched down here. Everyone moves, stands up, she ducks down at that point, and it lobs over her shoulder.
Caitlin Hollier first back to the line. This will show it perfectly off the face-off.
Yeah, so the two people in front of her just blocked her view on that one. And she's set for the puck, but the fact the shot was a high shot, like a lob shot, came through. It's popped in behind her there.
So 12 seconds remaining in the period. New Zealand on the board, and it's 1-1 in the shadow of the first intermission. Tahima clears it out.
Goal on number 14, Caitlin Hoyer. Assisted by number 19, Kelly Olsen.
And that will come back for the end of the period. And what a period, Mel.
Yeah, that's a really good start from both teams. As I mentioned, Australia, I thought, were doing a really good job supporting each other around the ice. You know, every area on the ice there, they've always got someone there to pick up the puck, or if the New Zealand team got the puck, they're straight onto them and protecting them. But I thought New Zealand was actually really, really good at backtracking and coming in the defensive zone, and then staying D-side as well. It really made it a bit harder for Australia to be able to have those sweep plays. I think yesterday Australia was left open a bit wider, but they're coming back, they're backtracking, and everyone's marked once they're in the zone there.
So from a New Zealand point of view, how important was that first goal?
Oh, that's good, right? It changes the tempo of the game now. They get a break here. They're going to, get some more liquid in them, maybe some fruit, and then they're going to go, you guys, it's a 1-1 game here, so they should be coming out pretty pumped. But as you know, my second periods are always the battle of the fittest here. I guess having a break does also help, but it always comes down to who can survive the whole period, because everyone's capable of the first half of the period. Second half of the period, our legs start feeling it. We get fatigued. So it's who can last a whole period and not just a bit of it.
And so we've both teams they had an important game yesterday, and they also had pre-training before that. From New Zealanders arrived in town on Thursday, and so they had some training sessions here to get used to the ice surface and that sort of stuff. And as you know from the national systems, getting everybody in the same place at the same time is not necessarily easy.
Yeah, no. So it's good that they've done that they were able to come over, and ice was available for them to do that. So as you mentioned, just getting the use of the ice, and but just having those line combos and just checking them out. It's because you never know what's going to happen on game day. You might have to change on the fly and not necessarily have the lines that you had written up. But yeah, as mentioned, it's a fast game this morning. This afternoon, sorry, this morning. Well, what time frame am I living in? But yeah, no, today it's quite a good tempo. It's quite even. You can see the shots are 7-7, so it's it'll be interesting second period. It
certainly will be. So both teams should be relatively happy with their first periods, and this is part of the thing that we mentioned yesterday as well. Getting everybody together. The end goal isn't necessarily just what happens this afternoon. As we mentioned in the pre-game and the pre-game interview, it's very important to get together and think about Dunedin, New Zealand next year.
Yes.
But now we're about to cross down to Ceremonies Marche downstairs, and rather appropriately, we have New Zealand goaltender Lachlan Hyde. Over to you, Sarah.
Hi, so I'm here with Lachlan Hyde, who is goaltender for New Zealand. You've been a veteran of this team for so long. I had to look up how old you were, and I'm not going to tell everyone, but it feels like you're still so young, but you've been around for so long. What does it mean for you to still be able to wear this jersey for you?
Oh, yeah, it means a lot. It kind of means everything. It's what we play throughout the year. We play year-round. We train year-round for this, and so the fact I'm still given this opportunity is unreal. It means everything.
Wonderful. And then in that first period, I mean, the scoreboard says that you faced 7 shots, but so many high-pressure situations. It felt like you were doing a lot of work out there.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty sweaty. But feeling good. The girls are working hard. I think we've really come out with fire. We've really started this period out strong, so we just need to maintain that and do what we can.
And with that, getting a goal with 12 seconds to go in that period, how's that going to lift the team going forward?
Going yesterday was scoring 0, and the last time actually we played Australia in Worlds in Turkey. That was unreal. That was so much fuel on our fire right now going into that period, into our second period. So I think they're going to be over the moon right now.
Now, beyond this game, we know that your National League has already finished up. What are the plans for the summer leading into Worlds, having it in New Zealand?
More hockey. We're lucky enough we've got a lot of leagues supporting us and supporting the women and supporting the men. So they're doing their best to get us that ice time and get us that opportunity to train. They're doing what they can. My understanding is we're probably starting things a little bit earlier this year in preparation so we get some high intensity games under our belts and prep for this, or in prep for Worlds, yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much and all the best for the rest of this game.
Thanks so much.
Back to you, Mel and Eric.
Thank you, Sarah. And it was awesome to hear from Lachlan Hyde there. She's just come off the ice after a busy first period, so we appreciate her time as well, Mel.
Yeah, you can hear her sucking in some air there. She's puffed out, but she managed to do a good interview.
So to recap the goal scorers before we go to the first intermission, Australia opened the scoring. The first goal was Tash Farrier, assisted by Georgia McClellan. And for New Zealand, with 12 seconds remaining in that first period, Caitlin Hollier, and she was assisted there by Kelly Nelson. We'll be back in approximately 5 minutes' time for the resumption of play. Australia 1, New Zealand 1, back shortly. Welcome back to the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. And the story for New Zealand is looking very, very good. With 12 seconds remaining in the period, they scored their first goal of the weekend. Australia won, New Zealand won. Tash Farrier opened up the scoring for Australia in the first period. And then in 12 seconds remaining, it was Caitlin Hollier who scored for New Zealand. Amelia, how did you find the period?
Yeah, no, it was exciting to watch. It's good tempo from both teams, and as you can see, everything's even. So the goals are even, the shots are even. So you can see what sort of game it is just by having that. So it's we'll just come out now and see who was rested the most and who's going to come out with a bit of fire. And I feel like New Zealand's going to be feeling it from the change room, especially getting their goal. As their goalie Lachlan mentioned, that's the first goal they've scored against Australia in a while. So so that must feel good for them.
So fun fact about Lachlan Hyde that we found out courtesy of the New Zealand team: she can ride a unicycle.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I wonder how far. That's a lot of balancing. That's a lot of core work, I think.
Now, in Australia, and you've played inline.
I have.
And there's quite a few of the New Zealand actually who have played inline. There's 9 players on this team who are playing or have played inline. I have actually seen unicycle hockey.
Unicycle hockey. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people would fall throughout that game. Going the opposite, misdirection, just going the opposite direction and then falling down.
And apparently, and I don't know if Lachlan knows this or not, even if she knows that unicycle hockey's a thing, but apparently there's specific unicycle hockey unicycles.
Hockey unicycles?
Apparently.
Yeah, right.
So
I will have to Google this. I have not seen this.
So Michaela Pearce leading the Australians back out onto the ice. And the aforementioned Lachlan Hyde, who we found out can ride a unicycle. So there's quite a few interesting fun facts. Hope Gregory, for instance, has been to Antarctica.
That's cool.
So that's rather cool.
Well, literally, it's very cool. No pun intended.
No pun intended indeed. At the other end of the scale, we've got ski instructors. Caitlin Hollier, who scored a goal, is a ski instructor. And we have play underway. Australia in the second period, leading off down the left-hand side. New Zealand looking to clear it out now. Caitlin, it'll come back now for Horner Pascoe, clearing it out via the backdoor escape route. Jones out of the zone, will come back now for Marnie Pullen, who I believe has her own Instagram channel about gardening, so I heard yesterday.
Oh, that's interesting.
So,
I wasn't expecting gardening. I thought you were going to say hockey or something.
Oh, well, it's hockey related because it's her, I guess.
Yeah.
So Horner Pascoe now clearing it out. Lots of open space. Partial line change for the Australians. Here comes Nelson entering the zone now. Got the assist on the goal. Slightly wide. Kept in the zone via Hollier, who got the goal for New Zealand. Up against the boards, Australia looking to clear it out. There's Cafe Corner. Very well avoided there. You wouldn't want to run into our referee, Davida Paul. And that will come all the way back down. And that will come back for icing. Hasn't been many icing calls. There's been a lot of end-to-end action.
Yeah, it's they're sort of not. They're obviously not getting themselves into positions where they can make a clean pass there, so they're sort of just putting it down the boards. But fresh ice though, it's got to travel, so you've got to probably not put too much beef behind that puck when you are hitting it to avoid those icings.
Attacking side face-off coming up for Australia. Christina Julian made her Australian debut this weekend. Cleared out. It'll come back now. Here comes Julian trying to change the angle of the attack. New Zealand had to watch the offside. Venus back now for Godfrey. Aims it in, the apex predator. Hollier. New Zealand clears it out of the zone. Almost kept in the zone by Godfrey. That was a big contact there. Big collision with Godfrey there. And Hannah Shields in the end. Penalty box door will be opening.
She's questioning the linesman. who has no idea except for I'm doing what I'm told and I've got to send you to the box.
So Hannah Shields sitting 2 minutes for New Zealand. Australia will be going back on the power play.
Little change on the power play here. Seeing CJ out there with Shana. Kate Tahima.
Tahima, yes. She was very pleased to receive the information that I've got it right. She received quite a few messages yesterday.
Yes. Better late than never, though.
Absolutely. So we're just filling in our score. Hang on. Has she been released? We'll wait and see. Our referee, Davida Paul, heading over and explaining the situation. So I'm not going to speculate until I find out what's actually gone on. But she has been released from the penalty box, Hannah Shields. So we'll wait for confirmation, just explaining to the New Zealand bench what has happened and what the effect will be for Shields' participation and also the power play situation.
How is everybody? We having a good time?
Yeah, I think everyone's a little stumped at the moment because we're all sort of standing around
Who's come the furthest? Anybody from Portugal?
trying to figure out what's happening here. So
I don't think there was any malice or anything. It was just an open ice collision.
yeah, no, I'm wondering if maybe she said something in the box because that may have changed something. But we've got the referees talking to the coach. The coach has stood down off the bench to talk direct to her.
So the New Zealand penalty box door is open but empty. So Hefford now will be serving some sort of penalty here. We'll get confirmation when it comes down the line to us. So Hefford not involved in the situation. Initially Hannah Shields was sent to the penalty box. Nice view there. Hello Craig Tonks on penalty box duty today. So we'll get confirmation. We're just relaying the information up to our timekeepers and then our arena announcer JD. So there's 2 minutes on the power play clock for Australia. We'll get confirmation of the penalty when it comes through to us. 18:15, Australia starting the power play. Back now for Venus on the blue line. We know she's got a cannon, looking for an opportunity, looking for a lane. Finds Julian. Julian's shot goes wide. No action required there by Hyde. Is that why she's number one? Because she knows how to ride a unicycle? That's a question.
That's a good pun there too.
Back now for Venus on the top of the umbrella. 30 seconds gone of the Australian power play. Firing. Oh, opportunity. The Apex Predator in front. Shana Godfrey had an opportunity. Couldn't really pull the trigger. Back for Venus. Past the skate. Comes out of the zone. Here's an opportunity now for Gregory. So back now for Godfrey. And I'll come back now for Julian. And they've gone offside.
That's a tight offside there.
Okay, no worries. So we've still got 1:07 remaining of the power play. So Australia now looking to enter the zone via McClellan. Davis Tope with it now. Davis Tope with it. And that will come back. Davis Tope firing in front. Jones had the puck at her feet. Good pressure applied by in front by Steph Cochran. We saw that with the Tash Farrier goal on the power play. How Cochran was providing the screen. Back now for McClellan. McClellan's got Farrier for company. Just leaves it for Farrier. Davis Tope. 27 seconds remaining of the power play. Across the face of goal, no action required. Collision in front, a captain on captain collision. There's the door of doom. McClellan. It will come back New Zealand trying to clear it out of their defensive end. They haven't had an opportunity to change. McClellan out of the zone now. 10 seconds of the power play remaining. Hefford preparing to come out of the box for New Zealand. And that will come back now. Back to 5-on-5. Hefford out of the box and looking to get straight into the action. And that power play is over. Australia, McClellan at their defensive end. And that will come back now for Cochrane. Cochrane, nice pass. Received there by Davis-Tote. Trying to squeeze through a gap. Horner-Pascoe there, providing some resistance, as well as Hollier. Pressure in front, Mulhana. Tahima driving the slot. Carlisle winds up, fires, deflected. Possibly Mulhana on the way through. Australia out of the zone. The pass was just slightly too hot there for Arps. New Zealand looking to clear it out of their zone. 1-all, intercepted by Tahima. Helmrich rather. Australia on the attack. Clark Crumpton finds Tahima. Back for Carlisle. Carlisle fires, but it got a lot of Horner-Pascoe on the way through. Horner-Pascoe with an opportunity. She's got a bit of time and space now. She has some support. Shot goes wide. No action required there by Michaela Pearce in the end. And we're back in towards neutral ice. Lily now. Cochrane just coming back onto the ice. Aparicio. And it will come back now for Nelson. Nelson has no support for the moment. Gets a shot on. Bobbled. She reeled it back in and had to play on because she was under no pressure. Pearce well kept in the zone by the New Zealanders by Cross. And that will come back up against the boards towards skate higher corner. Australia looking to clear it out. New Zealand looking to spend some time down here. Gregory heavily involved there. Gregory again trying to find somebody in the slot. It's come back on the blue line. It came back to Cross. Out of the zone, back to neutral ice. Cochrane finding some support. Aparicio sending Brunt for a skate. Lily first to the puck for New Zealand though. Partial line change for Australia. Brunt comes down. New Zealand with some open ice. And that will come back for Shields, who's back on the ice. After that collision with Shana Godfrey. So Shields back on. Here's Orr now. Looking to clear it out. Kawinnick, the door of doom over there. Reinforcements arriving. Or dropping a stick briefly. Lost sight of the puck. Sarah Salmons underneath it. Salmons driving the net. Pressure there on the right-hand post for Hyde. And that will come back for Kawinnick. McClellan selects power drive. That had some mustard on it. Salmons now. Hyde did enough. Australia on the attack up against the boards. Left-hand side, doing some laps. Salmon's driving the net. That's Kawinnick back in the slot. It'll come back now for McClellan. Cross-ice pass. Pullen trying to connect with Davis-Tope or Salmons. Didn't connect with either in the end. Davis-Tope with it now. McClellan wants the puck on the right-hand side. Kawinnick driving the net in the slot. Trying to clear it out now is Gregory. Does a good job. And tapped on there by Murray. New Zealand get an opportunity for a line change. Bit of confusion with the line change there. And that will come back. Australia roofing it. Deflected out of play. Sarah Salmons there.
Yeah. Just looking at a stick like, why? That was a great opportunity. That was a nice sneaky pass through there. And I think she might have thought she was under a bit more pressure than she needed to be, but she, unfortunately just went too high there.
Long time between whistles, Mel.
Was a very long time, but like the pressure, as soon as New Zealand did a great job back on that penalty that was ages ago now, but it's, but yeah, both teams are just they're just really on fire here.
So New Zealand working it out of the area. Abby Heal was busy and has been busy. Christina Julian now. Here comes Kirsty Venus. Venus now looking to clear it out. Australia clearing it out of the zone. It will come back now. Just flung in there by James. No action required by Pearce. Rapchuk comes back for it. Rapchuk, left-hand side, looking to clear it out. Farrier is an opportunity for Julian. Godfrey on the ice as well. So they've changed up the lines a little bit. Back now for Rapchuk. She's got a cannon as well. Back for Julian. Rapchuk. 12-10 remaining in the second. Still 1-1. New Zealand scored the last goal with 12 seconds remaining in the first period. Centering pass, trying to find Julian, but there were black jerseys around everywhere, and that will come all the way back down, and that should come back for icing, and does.
Yeah, I think that's probably a bit of a desperate play there, just to take a bit of a breather. Unfortunately, it obviously does bring you back into their defensive end, but you can kind of see that they probably just need a bit of a break after, like you said, hasn't been very much stoppage.
So an attacking zone face-off coming up for Australia to the right-hand or blocker side of Hyde. Australia with it now. Carlisle. It'll come back now for Mahoney. Mahoney had a really good breakout season the first time I saw her in the A-dub. Back now for Carlisle. Skips on her a bit, comes back in towards neutralise. Gave her the nickname Cadet Mahoney, but she's graduated now. Officer Mahoney enters the zone now, has some support. Lots of black jerseys around though. Moldhana didn't get all of that. Not quite kept in the zone. Arps was looking good for it. Here's Horner Pascoe, who's been dangerous. Zahima with it. Met solid wall of black there. The puck goes out of play at the New Zealand bench between Nelson and Horner Pascoe.
Yeah, this is still a very exciting period. It's 11 minutes to go is a long time though. So they've a lot of energy out here right now, and just got to see who's going to pop that next one in. Well, if anyone does, actually.
Can we do this again next weekend?
Yeah, sure. Are you sponsoring it all?
Are we up for it? Back now, it'll come back now for Gracie Helmrich. Avoids the stick of Gordon. New Zealand trying to clear it out of the slot area. Aparicio with it. Battle up against the boards. Somebody's lost the glove there.
That's Ash.
There it is. Aparicio returns the glove to the hand. Steph Cochran on the blue line. Centering pass, but she was under some pressure there. New Zealand looking to clear it out, and they do. Hollier, who scored the New Zealand goal. They exit the zone now, back in towards neutral ice. Backhanded shovel by Aparicio. Looks to come off the ice. Line change for Australia. Kowinick comes on. Salmons, Davis Tope. Now, we did have a nickname for one of the Australian lines yesterday, but I'm not sure that line's together. The Julian, Mahoney and Farrier line, Alyssa called it the Zoom Zoom line.
Oh, the Zoom Zoom line. I mean, granted, that is exactly what it is, so.
Back for Marnie Pullen now. That's a problem with lines. When they change, the nickname goes out the window.
But I guess this is what this sort of tournament is for.
Absolutely. Back now for Venus, battling in the corner. Has some support in front. Davis Tope was in the slot for Australia, but New Zealand clear it out. Horner Pascoe now entering the zone, trying to squeeze through a gap. Horner Pascoe, and great save there by Pearce, and it needed to be. Lights and sirens on. Didn't have any support, but didn't need it in the end.
Got the referee shaking her head at one of the Australian players there. Not sure what that's about. Maybe it's just in question. That was a good opportunity by New Zealand there.
Attacking zone face-off New Zealand. Horner Pascoe, ricochet on the way through. Takes a funky bounce off the boards as well. Farrier, it'll come back now for New Zealand. Looking to go on the attack. Lily from the blue line fires, but it got Godfrey on the way through. It'll come back, battle up against the boards. Horner Pascoe against Rapchuk. Partial line change for New Zealand in defence. Elevated backhand no-look shovel there from Julian. Centering, trying to find Godfrey, who was in some traffic. Godfrey down low. Cleared out by New Zealand, kept in the zone by Australia. Here's Farrier. Shot there from Julian. And lots of appreciative fans. And it looks like, Mel, there's lots of interested spectators. And there seems to be more people here than yesterday, which is a good thing.
Oh, I I didn't actually see the full barn yesterday, so I was down in the red seats, the special red seats, and it was pretty busy down there. But yeah, no, it's great to see so much support for the women. Makes me really proud to see that. Back
now for Nelson. He's got Horner Pascoe for company. Nelson fires and into the kangaroo logo of Michaela Pearce.
Yeah, she had all eyes on that one. It's good opportunity though for her to take that shot through the D and hope, but it's those type of shots when the goalie's already squared up to you, you've got to try to work those shots around them.
Nelson and Horner Pascoe are dangerous.
Yeah, I agree.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for New Zealand. Australia looking to clear it out via ups. Finds Mulhana. Out of the zone now. Coming back is Shields. Good battle there with Mulhana. Ends up in the Australian attacking zone. New Zealand looking to clear it out. There's Carlisle firing from distance. There's a rebound there. Cleaned up by New Zealand. Up against the door of doom. Wonder how much money that door's generated over the years.
I actually think someone's stick was just stuck underneath there.
Zamboni corner. Zamboni out in just under 8 minutes. Cleared out by New Zealand. Out of the zone. Arps just has to dump it in, giving her team an opportunity to change. Aparicio comes on. Brunt comes on amongst others. Cleared. Intercepted by Australia. On the attack. Firing. Good opportunity and another opportunity here. New Zealand need to clear it out, and they do. And we'll come back now for Murray. Back in towards neutral ice. Aparicio under some pressure by Gregory. And that will come back for New Zealand. Trying to find Gregory again. Battle up against the boards. Reinforcements arrive. Brunt amongst others. Puck needs to continue to move. Just to the satisfaction of the referees, and having a player on the ground there certainly doesn't help that. Australia fires.
This has just been a fantastic period. Both teams have come out firing, which is, yeah, this is great to see.
So an attacking zone face-off coming up for Australia. So Aparicio leading this line at the moment. Attacking zone face-off for the Australians. Brunt battling up against Cross. Reinforcements arrive. Australia now in good position. Cochrane in front at point-blank range. Gets a good shot on New Zealand. Look to clear it out. McClellan can't. Back in towards neutral ice, and it will come back for Marnie Pullen. It'll come back now for McClellan entering the zone. Australia now firing from distance. Reaches the slot. Comes more towards Zamboni corner. Lilly in the corner. Up against Davis Tope. Davis Tope with it now. Working under the blue line, Lindsay Kowinick. Got Davis Tope for company. Needs somebody in front of the net at the moment. Kowinick. Certainly got some speed. Davis Tope with it now. Needs someone to drive the net. Salmons is there now. Salmons taking over the attack. Here's Salmons. Davis Tope in the general slot area. McClellan firing from distance but wide. Possibly looking for the rebound off the back wall rather than the actual shot. Back now for McClellan. Lost. Good soccer skills from Abby Hill. Almost ended up on the Australian bench. McClellan firing wide. And Marnie Pullen can't quite keep it in the zone, so she has to retreat. Intercepted there. Penalty box door will be opening.
That one looked like it might hurt a little bit, but look, that was a lot of good pressure by the New Zealand team there. It's just sort of, they didn't really open up many opportunities for Australia to sneak through. A couple of shots that were taken, they were wide. So yeah, New Zealand's doing a really good job at staying D side and eliminating those options.
Alex Heffert sitting in the penalty box for New Zealand. 2 minutes for tripping. Australia back on the power play. Here's Kowinick. Back now for Venus. Venus now under a little bit of pressure. Has some support on the right-hand side. Christina Julian now with it. Julian fires. Got some skates on the way through. Here's Kowinick. Back now Venus. Thinks about firing. Lots of pressure in front of the net. Tahima amongst others. Godfrey there as well. Julian. Back now for Kowinick. Kowinick with it now. Tahima applying pressure. The shot was elevated there from Kowinick. Kept in the zone. Good work there by Venus. Patrolling the blue line like a security guard. Kept in the zone. Another penalty coming. There's 1:12 remaining of the original penalty. 2 minutes for roughing. And New Zealand, they'll be defending a 5-on-3 now. Jamie Jones sitting 2 minutes for roughing. So 1:12, Mel, of 5-on-3.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for Australia here to put one in, get that momentum back. The momentum's obviously there speed-wise, but just getting it in the goal because they haven't had many opportunities based on how good New Zealand's doing defensively. So we'll see what they can create out of this one.
So 5-on-3 for 1:12. Tash Farrier taking the attacking zone face-off for Australia. Davis Tope, Rakchuk has got McClellan at the top of the umbrella. There's McClellan. Cross-ice pass for Davis Tope. Cochrane looking to get in front of the net, trying to take the eyes away. Left-hand side, 55 seconds of 5-on-3. Rapchuk, McClellan winds up, fires, sprays it wide. Rapchuk with it again on the left-hand side. Australia with it now. McClellan again at the top of the umbrella, leaving it for Davis Tope. Davis Tope with it again. Cochrane, quite frankly, being a pest in front of the net, and that's a job. Up against the boards. Australia with it, McClellan. Need to get some shots on. They've got 20 seconds of the 5-on-3. Skips a bit on Rapchuk. And back now for Cochrane. Cochrane shoots. And a save there. A little bit of a bobble, but she held it there high. 13 seconds, Mel, of the 5-on-3.
Yeah, look, Abby Heel on New Zealand there just did a fantastic job. It was kind of 3-on-1 on the wall there, and she just kind of pushed out and you know, crept not too hard, didn't go too aggressive in it, so they didn't step behind it, but it actually caused them, they had to do multiple passes to be able to create a play.
So New Zealand get a player back in 10 seconds. Venus now on the blue line, fires. Tahima was there in front. They've probably done that a few times for the rush. Back now, good opportunity from Julian on the right-hand side. New Zealand have one player back, 40 seconds of 5-on-4. It'll come back now for Kowinick, giving a team an opportunity to change should they need it. Julian, left-hand side, entering the zone. Shana Godfrey now with it. Godfrey dropping it off for Kowinick. Venus at the top of the umbrella again. 24 seconds. Venus fires. Got a wicked deflection on the way through. Went wide. Horner Pascoe trying to clear it out for New Zealand. And she'll do a good job of delaying it a little bit. Julian back now for Kowinick. Kowinick fires. There's traffic in front. There's players everywhere. Left-hand post. 5 seconds of the power play remaining, and that was desperation from both teams. Yeah,
Lindsay was really trying to get a stick in there and make that happen. We might get a goal view on that one. But see, New Zealand's just doing such a great job at just collapsing down and taking away those opportunities.
So 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, stick in the way there. So very close opportunity for Lindsay there.
So 5 seconds remaining before Jamie Jones can come back for New Zealand. Power play over. Jones back into the attack and comes straight into the action. And that's one thing you really have to watch when a player's coming out of the penalty box. It'll come back now for Australia. Good work there by Brunt. New Zealand trying to clear it out, doing a good job by Jones up against Pullen. Coming back now is McClellan in cafe corner. McClellan stops, props, looks to straighten the attack down the left-hand side. Good pass for Aparicio in the centre. Entering the zone has got Cochrane in company and also Brunt driving the net. Up against the boards. Australia with it. Aparicio centering, trying to find Cochrane, who was loitering in front. Up against the boards. Was there a penalty there in that one?
Oh, I'm not sure. That could have been the stick hit into the boards and back into her potentially.
It was awkward. She's
Yeah, it was a
getting
hard
up and about.
hard angle to see, but I don't think Steph did anything on that one.
So the referees are just conferring. Gracie Helmrich down, but she's getting back to her feet.
Yeah, it looks like
She's
holding
up
her
and
side
about.
there. Yep.
Appreciative crowd, and noticeably more people in the stadium today compared to yesterday.
Yeah, it's great to see that both teams have this kind of support. Got flags up in there, New Zealand, Australia flag up. It's so nice to see.
And some people have even made cardboard signs behind this face-off as well, which is great to see. New Zealand now, just under 2 minutes remaining in the second period. There hasn't been a goal scored since 12 seconds remaining in the first period. Here's Nelson there. Horner-Pascoe for company. Kowinick first to the puck for the Australians. Here's Horner-Pascoe against Davis-Tope. A meeting of the hyphen squad in the corner. It'll come back. Here's a foot race. Lily up against Davis-Tope. Lily first to the puck. New Zealand looking to clear it off the half wall. Nelson does a good job of that. It's back now for Rapchuk against Horner-Pascoe. Finds some support in Venus. Venus trying to find Salmons. It's back now for Lily. Lily goes the aerial route. Pocket picked on them almost there by Venus. Back now for Kowinick. There is 1 minute remaining in the second period. Kowinick manages to squeeze out of that one. Thinks about firing. Finds Salmon. Salmon's tapped it on, possibly trying to aim back for Kowinick, but there was a black jersey there instead of a white one. Here's Kowinick again, and she'll come off for a change with 42 seconds remaining. Here's Lily up against Godfrey, 17 on 17. Tapped on Poulin. Abby Heal, Christina Julian, 30 seconds remaining. Past the stick of Shana Godfrey. She needed to be 44 foot tall. Here's Jones, centering, 18 seconds remaining. Poulin, Godfrey, but just offside.
Yeah, you can see Shana's like,
Bugger.
wasn't quite offside for that one, but 14 seconds to go.
So a neutral zone face-off closest to the Australian penalty box.
Now they're telling the girls that they're coming too close.
Need a bit more room.
Yeah. Getting in the linesman's personal space.
So 8 on 8. Julian and Abby Heal there with the face-off. 10 seconds remaining in the period. Here's Godfrey Zamboni, corner centering, finds Hefford for New Zealand. New Zealand looking to clear it out. One last opportunity possibly, but the clock will beat Abby Hill. And a scoreless second period.
Yeah. Well, we kind of did say that. I thought, who's scoring next? And then I'm like, actually, neither could score either. So, yeah, that was a fantastic period to watch there. It's New Zealand's defence. They're just really, really collapsing down and staying D-side and really, really making it hard for Australia to get through there. So Australia's going to have to put a bit of work on to be able to sneak it through. But then New Zealand, they can't just play defense for the rest of the game as well. So they have to be able to take those opportunities that they have of getting, offensively and try to capitalise when they do get down there.
So at the moment, the two teams have had a couple of training sessions before, and they've played 2 games in 2 days, which is nothing unusual for either country. But using your experience, what's it like playing in a World Championship where you've got game after game after game where it goes for a week and a half?
Yeah, and then you've got the week training prior that you're on the ice two times a day. It's tough because our bodies obviously aren't conditioned to that type of strenuous activity on the ice. We don't have that much ice time here, and we're obviously, being in Australia, same would be in New Zealand, is we're all spread out, so we don't get to train together. So yeah, it sort of comes down to, that's why you have to do your preparation and your off-ice training to try and eliminate fatigue really, and sore muscles that just because you're doing more skating than you probably ever have in that short amount of time frame.
So now we're about to cross down to Sarah Dora Marche, and with her is Australian captain Stephanie Cochran.
Yeah, so I'm here with captain of Team Australia, Stephanie Cochrane. Steph, the scoreline, if anyone's looking at it, looks very different so far to yesterday. What do you think is the difference?
We didn't have our best warm-up or first period. We're definitely looking to improve on that. Second period was better, but third period I think we've got a lot more to give and we're going to come out a lot harder.
And Lachlan, New Zealand goalie, she's having an outstanding game. What's going to be the strategy to break through that brick wall?
It's a surprise. You'll see. It's coming.
We'll keep this to ourselves. So I know with your leadership, you are more, you show by example rather than through words. Heading into the change room now, what are you going to say or do to lift the team up to bring it home in this third period?
It is most of what I do is on the ice and off the ice quietly. There's not a lot of words, but when I do say something, I hope that it has value and people take from it. So might be a few words going into the change room just to pick up the energy, pick up the speed, but it's all positive from here. So
wonderful. Thank you so much, Steph. All the best for the rest of the game.
thanks.
Thanks, Shana. Back to you, Mel and Eric.
Thank you to Stephanie Cochrane for giving up some of her valuable intermission time, and Sarah Dora Marche down there, who had a long and illustrious career not only for the Sydney Sirens but also for the country of Turkey as well. So it's great to have Sarah along with us. Now, you've known Steph for quite some time there, and what she said there is very true about her leadership style.
Yes, yeah, definitely. She was, for a while, on the Sydney Sirens. When I was the captain, she was the assistant captain. And I was the talker, she was the motivator, silently. But no, she's great to work with. She's a great teammate. She's friends with everyone, and she's exactly who you need in the change room and on the ice with her work ethic as well.
So what do both teams need to do? It's a very tight game, and as Steph said, it's a very different game to yesterday.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But as I was saying before, like, Australia has to break down the defensive zone. Like, New Zealand is doing so good at it. And, yeah, you know, whether it's just sort of trying to lure out the players, taking a bit more time. But as soon as they break, like, you know, New Zealand do step out of that line, they have to, like, Australia has to jump. You have to jump because that second's gone, like, too quick if you don't jump on that opportunity by, you know, having someone step out. But yeah, as for New Zealand as well, it's like I said, you can't play defense for the rest of the game. You have to be able to take those opportunities. So as soon as they're getting puck control, you don't want to just play defense and just be hitting the puck away and kind of causing interruption. You want to be able to play defense but get control to then exit the zone and head north, as I like to say. And
yeah, you taught me that one.
I did teach you that one, yeah.
I haven't used it yet, but you taught me it.
Yeah, so it's yeah, as soon as they get that, they need to be able to get control while they're in the defensive end, and then obviously create opportunities out of that. And they're very capable to do it. You know, Australia is cycling around, so if they do have a couple of fast wingers up top there, if they can pounce, it's, you know, you've got to just beat the defense and not have the rest of the line out there to beat as well.
So we have about 10 minutes remaining of the intermission. We'll take a short break and be back with you in just under 10 minutes' time. Eric Brook and Amelia Matheson with you this afternoon. At the end of the second period, it is Australia 1, New Zealand 1. We'll be back very, very shortly with period number 3. Welcome back to the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. Eric Brook and Amelia Matheson with you. And it's been an exciting game so far. 1-1 at the end of 2 periods. Scoreless second period. How did you see that second period, Mel?
Yeah, tight. I'm really excited for this third period because, yeah, I feel like it's one of those ones where maybe next goal wins kind of thing. So it's because that team who scores, puts it away, is going to get that momentum. You never know, obviously, but it just sort of the feel I'm getting and the vibes I'm getting off watching and the way that they are fighting. New Zealand, as they mentioned earlier, that they got their first goal against Australia, so they want this win. They need it for themselves, and that will change everything about this game.
So we're about a minute away from the players coming back. 1-1 at the end of the second period. Goal to Tash Farrier in the first period. As we're having a look at some of the crowd here at the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. Great to see some New Zealand support as well from across the ditch.
Yeah, there's plenty of colours out there. There's lots of green and gold, which is great for the Aussies, but yeah, plenty of New Zealand support. I could hear them while I was over there for the national anthem singing, which I thought was really nice.
And especially considering it's not necessarily easy. You just can't go down to your local sports store and pick up a hockey jersey.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few that have them though. I'm not sure where they have got them from, but you can see lots of scarves as well, which is nice.
I picked up my first Australian jersey today.
Yes.
So that's awesome. I'd actually, because this is my first international series, I'd like to acquire a New Zealand one to go along with it somehow.
That'd be cool.
So I'll have to make some more investigations of that as we go on. But our officials are on the ice. Australia are just about ready to come back on. There's a couple of there's basically the first line of New Zealand are already on the ice. So this is a vital period. That's a Captain Obvious statement, I know. But it's what it all is about is setting up for Dunedin next year in the World Championships.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the time where you trial your lines, you see who works and gels together best, and because you're not going to get many more opportunities before going over there. They all end up versing each other in the AWHL season as soon as they leave here.
So Caitlin Hyde coming back on to the ice for the New Zealanders, and Michaela Pearce coming back on for Australia. So the top line of New Zealand on. And there's Lindsay Kowinick is actually leading this line, which may be their second line onto the ice for Australia for this third and final period. And we're underway. Marnie Pullen with it now. Thought that was heading straight into the central commentary position off the stick on the way through. Big battle up against the boards. Marnie Pullen finds Salmons with a bit of time and space. Salmons fires. Good elevated shot. The glove was right near the helmet there of Hyde. Australia still on the attack. Kowinick with it now. Back now for McClellan. McClellan, left-hand side, has some support there from Kowinick. Davis Tope taking over now. McClellan on the blue line. Here's Kowinick. Almost had a pocket pick, but manages to recover. Kowinick now with a bit of time and space. Puts the foot down, accelerates on. In front, Davis Tope. Back now for Pullen. McClellan uses some soccer skills in towards Cafe Corner. Deflected there by Horner Pascoe. Player comes down. The arms stay down. Horner Pascoe tapped it on. Back now for Pullen. It will come all the way back down. Pullen first to the puck. McClellan there. Julian providing some support as well. Zamboni corner. Gregory Julian. Horner Pascoe comes off for a change. Murray comes on. Here's Salmons. Hasn't she got some speed? Sarah Salmons. Back now for Shana Godfrey. Speaking of speed, right-hand side. The pass comes on now for Julian. Back now for Godfrey. Godfrey fires slightly wide. Kept in the zone via Venus. Heavy contact there in towards skate higher corner. Venus now in some traffic. New Zealand should be able to try and clear it out their right-hand side. And they do. Around one, it was good work there by Hollier, scorer of the New Zealand goal. Here's Godfrey with a bit of time and space now. Godfrey right-hand side finds Julian. It's a bit too hard for the stick of Julian, and coming back on now is Murray as Julian comes off. Murray now drops it behind. Some soccer skills by Abby Hill in the slot. Cleared out by Rapchuk. Still in possession. Here's Lily up against the boards with Rapchuk. And it's certainly been a busy third period so far. Firing from distance. Deflected on the way through. Back now for Mills. Tahima takes over. The puck's free. Up against the boards. New Zealand looking to go on the attack though. Pearce tried to get the puck under the glove but couldn't. It will come back now for Lily's. Got Cross for company. Finds some support in Abby Hill right near the penalty box doors. Here comes Hefford entering the zone, dumping it in. No action required by Pearce. Pearce up against the boards. Cleared out by Australia. Tahima amongst others. Jones getting involved. Safety first, Michaela Pearce. Has to play on as there's no pressure and does so. Cleared out left-hand side. Here's an opportunity, tapped on there by Mahoney. Here's Aparicio entering the zone. Aparicio winds up. Blocker save there by Hyde. Up against the boards. New Zealand look to clear it out. Here's an opportunity for sending it wide. It'll come back now for Carlisle. Carlisle with it for Australia. Not many whistles so far in this period. Back now for Aparicio. Jones whacks it back in. It'll come back now for Carlisle. Carlisle with it. And that's deflected high and wide, and it's gone out of play.
Yeah, wowza.
I know, right?
Yeah, there's so much intensity going. It could be anyone's goal, really, this first one that's happening,
So Nelson leading this top line for New Zealand with Horner Pascoe towards the left-hand side, attacking zone face-off for New Zealand. Here's Steph Cochran. A little bit in front of Brunt, but she'll skate onto it. Brunt now showing some speed up against the boards. Australia has some support there. Marnie Pullen waiting for it on the blue line there. She is now. Shot, but it was deflected. It didn't make the distance. Nelson wide. Back door opportunity for Brunt. Brunt battling up against the boards with Nelson. Comes behind the net. Brunt there doing a mountain of work. Up against the boards. New Zealand look to clear it out and do. It beats Pullen. Safety first again by Michaela Pearce, and she elects to hold. She was under some pressure there by Horner Pascoe.
Yeah, opportunity for a change up here for both teams. So fresh line, but Hyde, she's doing fantastic. She's getting a lot of shots, and they're coming from all different directions, and Hyde, and yeah, she's doing really good.
No wonder she's got the nickname of Blockland.
Yeah, Blockland.
Yeah.
I love that. More pun.
Yeah. Back now, Rapchuk up against the boards. Hannah Shields, Gregory, battle up against the boards. Australia come back with it. Finding some support in Davis Tope. Centering, nice pass for Salmons. Salmons was under pressure by Lily. It'll come back for Murray. Cross-eyes pass. Rapchuk's got a bit of time and space for Australia. Closest to the Australian penalty box. Finds Venus now. Venus, Davis Tope, centering pass. Was a bit wide for Salmons, but she'll skate onto it. Selects power drive. It'll come all the way back up for Davis Tope on the left-hand side of the rink. New Zealand have an opportunity to clear it out, and they do. It'll come back for Gregory. Rapchuk first to the puck near the penalty boxes for Australia. Centering pass. Kowinick caught her a bit unawares, but she recovers. Kowinick finds some support in Salmon. Salmon's around one. Salmon's now walks in. He's got Davis Tope for company. Deflected wide. Julian with the puck now. Julian looking to take over. Scored 2 goals yesterday. Back now for Salmons in Cafe Corner for Julian. Arps is setting up at the top of the umbrella. New Zealand clear it out, but find Arps. Arps now, left-hand side, clears it out. Bit of congestion there in the corner with Shana Godfrey amongst others. Puck still free. Hyde, watchful, well cleared out of the danger area there by Hefford. And Australia still on the attack. Arps traps the puck, fires slightly wide. She was there, Hyde. And that will come all the way back down for Arps. And that will come back for icing.
Some good opportunities for Australia there, but as mentioned, New Zealand, they're doing so well defensively here, and they're just getting that stick reach and a little bobble through there that Tash could have actually jumped on. New Zealand gets the stick on that. They're doing a really fantastic job.
Attacking zone face off Australia. 8 on 8. Julian against Abby Heel. That will come back now for Jones, trying to get around Paulin. Good battle there, Jones. Jones centering, trying to connect there with Gordon. We've got an Australian player injured. Back now for Hayward. Marnie Paulin is in a lot of pain down there. Attacking zone face-off circle for Australia.
Yeah, we've got the Australian assistant coach not happy about that they didn't call it. I think when New Zealand went down, the refs called it quite quickly, and for this one they haven't called it. Play was continued, but when New Zealand has control, the referees don't actually have to call it.
So Marnie Paulin comes off under her own steam, in some pain but under her own steam, and New Zealand will have an attacking zone face-off. Sammy Hayward will take it. 2 apples a day makes Sammy a very happy girl, apparently. It'll come back now for Australia. Multana with some time and space now. Multana all alone. It was great pressure there by Caitlin Judith Hill to come back, and a bit of pushy-shovey afterwards. Tahima with it now. Tahima with the drive-by. A good save there by New Zealand. Still 13 minutes remaining. 1-1 the score. It'll come back now into the corner for Multana again. It'll come back now for Gordon, making her Ice Ferns debut at the age of 16 this weekend in the women's national team for New Zealand. All clears it out. Some soccer skills there by Venus on the blue line. Here's an opportunity now for Clark Crumpton. Clark Crumpton was close. Clark Crumpton again. Brunt sending up in the slot. Can't get the puck to her. New Zealand look to clear it out.
Goalie has no stick on that one either.
So, yes, her stick has gone again, so she's very, very watchful, Hyde, and will appreciate her team getting it out of the zone, but she doesn't have long to recover. Still no stick, so it will come back. Good pressure applied by Australia. Now, that could be dangerous. I saw that on a YouTube clip this morning. Passing the stick back to the goalie could be dangerous. It'll come back now. Pressure on. Hyde now has her stick. And it will come back now for New Zealand. That was very, very frantic action, especially a goalie without a stick. It'll come back now for New Zealand. Firing, deflected. Glove to handle herself. It was great work by Nelson. Helmrich with it now. Out of the zone. But no, play on. Australia look to clear it out. And it will come back now for Australia, looking to clear it out of their defensive zone, and they do. And that will come all the way back for icing. And there's a penalty coming. Michaela Pearce made it halfway off the ice.
Yeah, it was close. But puck touches happen pretty quickly after those things. But Steph seems to be getting up. She's shaking her head, shaking her cage. I think she's okay. Oh, stretching her neck.
So Essie, the team medic,
she
got onto the ice twice.
Yeah, she just wants to get out there. I can tell.
So Kelly Nelson sitting in the box for 2 minutes, and Australia on a much-needed power play with 11:30 remaining.
Yeah, they've got to make this one happen to make it count and take the opportunity while they're on the power play.
So a discussion with Lindsay Kowinick and one of our referees, Davida Paul, there at centre ice.
Yeah, could be saying, I feel like she's just tapped a number, so I'm wondering if she's arguing that.
So we're hearing down the line, it has gone up to a major. So this is very, very important. A 5-minute major. So 5 minutes on the small clock, 11:30 on the big clock. Yeah, wow. This, Amelia, is very, very important for Australia.
Yeah, 5 minutes is a lot more time than 2 minutes. So bit of less pressure. They can actually don't have to rush things on this. They've got time to set it up and make the perfect play, because they've got to break down New Zealand's defence at the end of the day, and they've been so strong in it this game. So they can make them step out of position. It's a good opportunity for Australia here.
And if Australia score, New Zealand don't get their player back because it's a major. Back now for Kowinick. Start of the Australian 5-minute major. Back now for Venus. So Australia can take their time. Back now for Venus on the blue line. Kowinick under some pressure. New Zealand looking to clear it out there via Mills. Kowinick recovering. Kowinick back now for Venus. Venus, Kowinick, left-hand circle. Fans on the pass. Kowinick has some support in Venus. Finds Venus. Venus drives to the net with the pass. Tahima was in front. Tahima with it now. So the power play has just started. Centering. Tahima tries to tap it in and redirect it in front, but it just went the same direction. So 4:20 on the major penalty. In front, Shana Godfrey was so close. She did get some good stick on it there. It's very, very close here, and a little bit of pushy-shovey afterwards.
Goalie actually has it in her hand with no blocker on. She's it looks like her blocker has come off, and she's picked it up with her hand. That was a great tip in though by Shana to begin that. It's a shame that it didn't actually tip on the angle, because it did tip into the goalie. But yeah, the fact she was left open like that, that's the mistakes that Australia need New Zealand to do to be able to capitalise.
10:39 on the big clock, 4:15 on the small clock. Australia with the major penalty in their favour. New Zealand need to clear it out, and they're looking good to do that now. They do that via Gregory. It will come back now for Rapchuk. 4 minutes of the power play for Australia remaining. Let's see how they go now. Passed on from Cochrane, who seems to be okay. Davis Tope entering the zone. Has some support on the right-hand side. Give and go with Cochrane. Sorry, that's Davis Tope in front. Certainly applying some pressure. Cochrane in front, as she has been for a lot of these power plays. Farrier back now for McClellan. Steph Cochrane in front. There's a player with their glove missing. It was Jones for New Zealand. She recovers. Davis Tope firing and scoring. Davis Tope, has that put the exclamation point on it? It's a bit early to tell. The player doesn't come back. It is a power play goal, but it's a major penalty, so they don't come back. An EDT.
Yeah, she's celebrating. She's going hard. That was a beautiful shot. They've opened up. She's taken the shot that they needed, but that all comes from that distraction in front of the net. There is so much disturbance there. Steph is just so phenomenal at being annoying. As I used to call the other players, I was like, why are you being annoying? Leave me alone. But she's like, yeah, she's just there.
And just as she said in the intermission, actions rather than words.
There you go. That's exactly right.
Back now for Kowinick. So 2-1 Australia now. 9:40 on the big clock. 3:15 on the small clock. New Zealand don't get the player back. Back now for Venus, looking to enter the zone. The exclamation point's not on this game yet. Firing from distance. Tahima's there in front, and the temperature in the building is rising.
Yeah, still plenty of time left. It's 3 minutes left on the power play. It's a lot of time. It's New Zealand have to be on the game right now and just try to get as much stick on puck and just get in the way.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for Australia. Julian takes it and wins it. Kowinick. Kowinick now finds Venus on the blue line. Back now for Kowinick. Left-hand circle. Back now for Venus. Venus, Kowinick. Lots of pressure again in front. Good shot there from Kowinick. In front was Tahima and also Godfrey in the general vicinity. Here's Julian now. Another penalty coming. Looks like Shana Godfrey's drawn another penalty. So from New Zealand, it's gone from bad to worse. Extra attacker on. Kowinick trying to tap it on was Godfrey in front in the slot. New Zealand will touch up. So there's 2:21 of this penalty, and there's 2 minutes of another penalty, so that we'll have a timeout Australia.
Yeah, it's an an opportunity for Australia to reset and just have a discussion here because, yeah, with 2 people down on that one, that's it's a lot of time for them to create some opportunities here.
So Caitlin Hoyer sitting 2 minutes for hooking.
Yep. Just
So-
looking over into the bench here, I can see Joseph Rezik's having some big discussions about movement. You can see him drawing on the board there, but
So having a look at the New Zealand bench. This actually, I think, comes for a good time for New Zealand as well.
yeah,
With their head coach, Brooke Patron. She'll be just telling her team, okay, you've got a full 2 minutes of 5-on-3 against you.
yeah.
So just get through this 2 minutes would be the message.
Yeah, it's just taking away those lanes, right? If they, like I said, if they get pulled out of position, that's a better opportunity for Australia. So as long as they're staying in their lanes and yeah, getting those sticks in the right areas, it's they did well in the other period though with their 5-on-3. So we'll see what happens here.
So Julian, Tahima and Godfrey starting off this section of the power play. New Zealand looking to clear it up. And there's another penalty coming.
Kate Tahima is gone for tripping.
So New Zealand, the disadvantage won't be as bad for them now as Tahima sits for 2.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate one too there. She just reached out the stick, to sort of step on the puck there, and with the New Zealander she kind of cut and just it's so easy to do. I used to do it all the time with my long stick. It used to always get in the way.
So Australia still has a player advantage for the moment, but New Zealand will get the advantage, the attacking zone face-off. Abby Hill takes the face-off for New Zealand. Here's Venus now. Venus now, left-hand side, finds Koenig. Koenig with it now, enters the zone, has some pressure. Across for Venus. Venus, Julian fires. Good save there by Hyde. Here's Koenig. Venus again at the top of the umbrella. There she is. Venus down low. Julian, Koenig. Koenig fires and goes high. Back now for Julian. Koenig. Good pressure in front there by Godfrey. It was a good shot from Koenig. And there's another penalty.
Yep.
Cross-checking this time.
That's to the New Zealand girl. Wow.
This will be a good one for the referees course in the off-season.
Yeah. But this is just showing, right? The girls are playing with desperation, and both teams, so they're battling, and someone's going down, and referees are going to be watching that. So it's good to play with passion and strength and heart there, but you have to be really careful how hard you go because some people are known for drawing penalties and deliberately going down.
So Caitlin Judith Heel sits this time for New Zealand. So at this stage, Australia will get one player back in 1:13. New Zealand will get one back at 1:19 as it stands at the moment, with 7:58 on the big clock. Going to need a bigger scoreboard the way we're going.
Yeah.
So lots of stacking penalties, and as I said, a good one for the referees exam.
Yeah, it's a busy box over there. It's good for the box keepers as well. They're getting some practice of when they got to go out.
And Craig Tonks was only saying pre-game that he hasn't sat in the penalty box for a while.
No, he hasn't been on that side for a while. He's like me. We're always over this side doing something on the bench. Lots of chit-chat going here, so looks like Craig may be just getting some confirmation.
So Australia will start with the attacking zone face-off. Michaela Pearce is coming back to the bench just to have a chat with goalie coach Jaden Pine-Murphy.
That's a quick chat.
So having a look at Australia, 4 players on the ice at the moment. And we have Tash Farrier, Katrina Rapchuk, Christina Julian and Emily Davis-Tope. And for New Zealand, we have Hannah Cross, and I can't quite see the jersey numbers of the other players. That looks like Sammy Haywood possibly in front, having a chat with the goalie Lachlan Hyde. So it was interesting. Sarah Dora-Marche and myself, we had a brief chat with Grace Harrison pre-game, so that was rather cool to have a chat with her.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I'm sure Sarah's probably known her for years. Their little goalie world.
Oh, the goalie union is certainly strong. So Hope Gregory's back there, and also Hannah Cross. It's been great, and I'll take this opportunity now while we're sorting all this out. The assistance that we've received from both teams this weekend has been fantastic. The stats for the New Zealanders and also the fun facts, greatly appreciated.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's interesting seeing some people's professions on there. I like the skiing instructor. I was like, that's pretty cool.
So Caitlin Hoyer, a ski instructor. Kelly Nelson had 7 cats growing up.
That's a lot of cats.
Probably not at the same time.
What if it was though?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's a lot of cats.
Now, I don't know how she learnt this, but Gabby Mills can hold her breath underwater for 28 seconds. And we're underway again. McClellan now. Australia now looking to put the exclamation point on this game in this series. Back now for Katrina Rapchuk. Emily Davis-Tope. Firing from distance. Deflected away by Hyde. Gregory in there. New Zealand trying to clear it out of immediate danger via cross. Australia with it. McClellan, left-hand side. Here's Farrier. Picked herself up 2 goals yesterday and 1 goal today. Davis-Tope. McClellan fires. The puck's free. Cleared out of immediate danger by New Zealand. There's 38 seconds before we get a player back. Hyde. Desperation. Lily trying to clear it out. Pressure there by Davis-Tope. Can't quite keep it in the zone. McClellan. Julian comes on. Have we got too many on the ice? We have. Alyssa Longmuir's favourite penalty. Too many players on the ice. So the penalty box population is about to go up by 1.
Yeah, Julian came out flying then too. So the change over there. And once Tash has passed her, she's probably expecting her to be off the ice, but she was not, because Julian's just too fast. She doesn't know her own speed. She got to the puck quicker than she probably thought.
So Courtney Mahoney, the innocent party, being volunteered.
Oh.
Or what's the expression? Voluntold?
Yeah,
to go to the box?
Voluntold, yeah.
So New Zealand will start with an attacking zone face-off. 7:03 remaining on the big clock. Too many on the small clock. There's 4 entries at the moment. Attacking zone face-off coming up for New Zealand. At 5 holes, Jones. Jones and Salmons. Salmons comes down and there's another penalty. So Australia Michaela Pearce made it all the way to the bench. Great goalie stop. Received a pat on the back and gets straight back in the net, Michaela.
I always see that happen. They try their little hearts out to try and get to the bench, but the referee's just too quick. But it also comes down to the players too. If you can kind of keep control of the puck and hold it that little bit longer to let your goalie off, you get that little man advantage for a while.
Craig's going to have to give the ladies some room over there. That box is getting rather full.
Yeah, he might have to change sides.
So Jamie Jones sitting in the penalty box, 2 minutes for a trip.
She's a tough player. I was watching her yesterday, and she would be hard to play against. You can sort of see why she's got the captain there. Probably got a lot of experience, but it's not very often you see a 3-on-3 mid-game. It's usually an OT play here.
So as we found out yesterday, her brother Flynn plays for the Ice Blacks.
Oh, yeah.
So, and she told us during the interview that we had with her with Ash Jackson yesterday that her mum actually played hockey for a while. Her whole family played.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's cool. So this last section's been very stop-start. So lots of meetings at centre ice. Our officiating crew certainly been very busy. Davida Paul and Gabby Aston, our referees, and on the line Sarah Kinnaman and Isabella Russell.
Lachlan Hyde had an opportunity to fix the hair, get some fresh air in there. I can imagine it's very hot as a goalie, so just take the opportunity while you can.
So lots of discussions upstairs. They've actually got once they've made the decision, they've actually got a direct phone line up to the scorer's booth to give them all the information. And so that information's now being shared with the New Zealand bench.
Looks like Davida has a notebook out. There's that many penalties going on, she has to track it.
So Michaela Pearce has come back to the bench, as has Lachlan Hyde.
They're taking it as a timeout, I guess, without actually counting.
So it's going to be we're going to need like an automatic door. So we've got a player coming back in 8 seconds, and then 14 seconds, then 29 seconds, then a minute 50.
Yeah.
Great opportunity as well to thank our Thought Fox Media crew who are presenting this telecast to you.
They do a fantastic job.
So it's great to have your company today, Mel. We had Alyssa Longmuir in commentary yesterday.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
Ash Jackson was our interviewer yesterday, and Sarah Dora Marche today. So two very different crews, but all good. Lots of hockey experience amongst everybody.
Yeah.
And of course, 9 cameras in the arena.
Yeah, that's really cool to see.
So we hope you're enjoying the coverage as stop-start as this section of the game is. So the World Championships in Dunedin next year in New Zealand. Have you been to New Zealand even as a tourist?
I went for inline hockey. I played inline. I haven't played ice hockey over there, but I played inline hockey over there a few times. So it's a beautiful place.
Because
absolutely beautiful place.
You started in inline, didn't you? And then went to ice.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, like most of the New Zealanders apparently all play. A lot of them play inline hockey according to their team facts. So it's it was always a very popular sport. But New Zealand's beautiful. I've not seen a bad section of it. I have not seen all of New Zealand, but the sections I've been to have been very nice.
Queenstown, can highly recommend.
Yes, yep. I've been there for a small couple of days before I moved on to the top of the South Island. I went to Nelson in the South Island there, a small little town that had a tournament.
So Hope Gregory has been to Antarctica. That'd be cool to find out about. Helen Murray is actually a neuroscientist studying concussions. Yeah,
that's interesting. Every sport in the world is opening up to more exposure with concussions and trying to prevent them and how to handle them after you have one. So as we can sort of see what the damage does to your brain with those sort of bad knocks.
And Hannah Cross is studying to become a vet if she passes her exams.
Good luck, Hannah. We hope you pass because I love anyone that helps animals.
Gracie Helmrich has been skiing since the age of 3. Can you ski?
I went when I was really young, and then I never went. And then a couple of years ago, it was actually during COVID, New South Wales was still able to travel around and actually go down the snow. So we went down the snowfields, and I was like, oh, this is great. And the people I were with, they were like, it's so quiet because it was obviously during COVID, not everyone could travel. So so I re-attempted as an adult, and I am not very good. So I have not been back.
I don't think I'll share Abby Heal's fun fact. That's more of a party trick.
Oh,
I don't think I'll share that one. But there's lots of conversation going over there, and we're about to get back underway. 6:53 remaining. This third period seems to have gone for an hour.
Yeah. Looks like Davida might need a bigger notebook. That look pretty tiny in her hand, so run out of paper space.
I hope she's got neat handwriting.
Yeah, that would help. Depends if she's under pressure and a bit nervous, a bit shaky where she's writing.
So just explaining the penalties to the New Zealand penalty box now, and I dare say that the Australian bench and the New Zealand bench, I dare say the Australian bench will be receiving a visit from the official shortly. Not that anything's been really malicious or anything like that. Some of it has just been one player's been too fast for another one. You know, the stick's got in the way, that's a trip, but there's just so many people in there. We can see how congested the New Zealand penalty box is. There's the Australian bench on screen.
Yeah, but it's playing with that desperation, right? New Zealand trying to reach that goal. They finally got a goal, which is something they haven't done, but they obviously want to win. So you're playing with all that desperation, and sometimes it can lead to not the best outcome, unfortunately, but you still need to play. You still need to play the game regardless and do what you think is right, and just hope for the best outcome.
So there's an unusual from the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium looking towards the New Zealand bench. Net cams. So we're about to have, after all that, an attacking zone face-off for Australia. Christina Julian will take it. It will come back now for Venus. Venus on the attack. It will come back now. She's got Kowinick for company. Venus finding Kowinick, so she almost did a full orbit. Venus back with it now. Back now for Kowinick. Australia gets Dahima back. Farrier comes on, finds Farrier now. Farrier with it now. So New Zealand should be due a playback soon. Venus firing from distance. And a good save there from Hyde. And that's one of the danger too, Mel. The players and especially the goalie, as New Zealand get two players back.
Oh, yeah, the referee looks to be saying something to someone. Just waving a hand.
So we've got some stack penalty situations here. Tash Farrier waiting for the attacking zone face-off for Australia. Has Lindsay Kowinick on the left-hand side. Emily Davis-Tope, 4-on-3. Emily Davis-Tope on the right-hand side. Some good old Silverchair playing over the speakers, Newcastle lads. Attacking zone. People have certainly got value for their money this afternoon, especially in this third period.
Yeah, but there's nothing happening right now.
Extra time to hang out with your mates.
Yeah, that is a good point. It's nice hanging out with you, Eric.
Thank you, Mel. Usually you're down there.
I am, yes. Which I'm probably be on the bench going, come on as well. Let's get going, let's play the game. But look, there is a process that has to happen, so I'm sure Davita's doing the right thing she needs to do, but it's just a lot of standing around for the players.
And that's one of the dangers. Like if we have a look at both teams here, there's Emily Davis-Tope, amongst others, getting cold, staying cold. I can see Michaela Pearce trying to keep warm at her end.
Yeah.
A lot of the action's been at the New Zealand end, so Hyde's probably a bit warmer than Pearce is. Back underway now via Venus. Venus, Kowinick. Now Kowinick fires. The 5-hole had to close and did close rather quickly. Here's Kowinick. Back now for Venus. Give and go with Kowinick. Kowinick thinks about firing. Back now for Venus. Davis-Tope. Farrier providing the pest roll in front. Davis-Tope finds Venus. Venus now around Abby Heel. Venus with a half orbit, trying to sneak it in back door with the wraparound attempt. Desperation in defence there by Abby Heel. And Australia still have possession. It'll be a while before another player comes back. Kowinick, cross-ice pass. Don't know if Venus was expecting that one. Opportunity and point-blank range, Tash Farrier. Australia still in possession. Australia 2-1. Here's Kowinick looking to put the exclamation point on it. Deflected by Abby Heel on the way through. A little bit of pushy-shovey afterwards. Australia still on the attack across the face of goal. McClellan comes on now for Australia. There's Davis-Tope. Abby Heel battling. New Zealand have spent so much time here. McClellan reaching for the puck. So a New Zealand player, the Australians get one back. And that will come back now for McClellan. Cochrane coming onto the ice. She'll take her position as a pest. Cochrane, the puck went slightly wide. Here's Cochrane. McClellan keeps it in the zone. McClellan, cross ice pass. Salmons working down low. Cochrane waiting for it. Trying to clear it out is Mills. Julian under some pressure there. Shot. Back now for Julian. So we're about to go back to even strength, and that's gone in right at the end of that penalty period. She tried to stretch hide, and she just couldn't get the glove on the puck.
Yeah.
Australia 3-1.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate one because you can see that she's trying to push across and then sees it's bounced back, but she's already in movement to the opposite way, and she's reached her arm out, but it has just bounced past that.
So 4:21 remaining. Is that the exclamation point?
Four minutes is still a long time though.
New Zealand down by 2 goals. The mountain is not that tall, but they're rapidly running out of time. They just can't walk. For the first time in how long, the penalty box is now empty. It seems, 15 minutes since we had an empty penalty box in real time?
Yeah, it feels like that.
4:21 remaining. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. That will come back now for Katrina Rapchuk.
By number 15, Stephanie Cochrane. Her second
So Stephanie Cochrane awarded the goal.
17, Shana Godfrey.
Assisted by Shana Godfrey
Christina Julian.
and Christina Julian. It'll come back for Tahima, wide. Australia in the box seat now. Mahoney. Cafe corner, kept in the zone by Rapchuk. Centering, trying to find somebody in support. Does. Venus now thinks about firing. Deflected wide there by Jones for New Zealand. Back now for Venus. Venus winds up, deflected off a New Zealander. Horner Pascoe almost was able to break away, but can't. Mulhana has got Venus for company. Kirsty Venus feels like she's been out there for half an hour.
Yeah.
And she could probably do it too. Back now for Rapchuk. We have a whistle. As the chicken dance plays in arena. We did see before the game yesterday in the public skating session beforehand, they were playing some music, the Macarena, etc.
Yes,
the New Zealanders were certainly into it on the bench as they were warming up. Attacking zone face-off coming up for Australia in the box seat. McClellan fires. Doesn't quite make it through to Hyde. Kept in the zone there by Arps. Battle in the corner. Brunt. Aparicio. Centering Cochrane. Trying to find Brunt, but there was traffic there. Cleared out by Nelson. Tapped on. Here's Horner Pascoe. And we'll come back now. Australia have an opportunity with Brunt. But Jamie Jones first to the puck, just wide of Hayward. Horner Pascoe, pocket picked by Aparicio. Back now for Lilly. That's a good battle in the corner between Lilly and Aparicio. Centering. Jones again. Cleared out. Here's a good running opportunity. Hayward trying to tap it on. Finds Gordon briefly, but Australia have the puck. 2:30 remaining. And the penalty boxes are empty. Spoke too soon.
You did speak too soon.
Back now for Aparicio. Delayed penalty coming up in the favour of Australia. Extra attacker on as Michaela Pearce makes it all the way off. Holding the call by referee Gabby Aston.
Yeah, that one was a little too obvious in the corner there. Especially at this time of the game too. You just got to kind of let go of those little dirty plays and just try to play the puck there.
So Gordon sitting 2 minutes for hold. So 2:18 on the big clock, 2 minutes on the small clock. Australia had their timeout. New Zealand have one up their sleeve. Attacking zone face-off and start of the power play for Australia. Sarah Salmons will take it against Gregory. New Zealand need to clear it out. Rapchuk with it now. Rapchuck, left-hand side, has some support there from Mahoney. Teammates at the Brisbane Lightning. Working down low. In front, Rapchuck thinks about firing, finds McClellan. Right-hand side, McClellan again, fires wide. Davis-Tote out of the zone. Back now for Rapchuck, just bringing the puck back. Minute 45 remaining. McClellan, back now for Rapchuck. Rapchuck, Kowinick beats the stick of Kowinick. I think she threw her head back a little bit, and we've got another whistle. It'll come back for icing.
Got some New Zealanders talking to the refs. I'm not sure what they're looking for a timeout here.
Timeout, New Zealand. So situation here, Mel, 93 seconds on the big clock. They're short-handed, New Zealand. They're down by 2 goals. What do you do?
Well, I'm wondering if they're going to pull the goalie because it's a face-off in the offensive end for New Zealand. So it's obviously a risk, but it does even out the numbers. And having a face-off in the end, there is a high opportunity, but it's all about them having the right people on the ice at the time, get control, get those shots on.
So you just want to stack this line for New Zealand.
Yeah, yep. If they pull that goalie to even out the numbers, especially while there's a penalty, because of the timing left after the penalty, it's too late then. So you just got to take the risk and hope that it works out for you. So, yep, they've done exactly what I thought they'd do. So, we've got 5 on here.
So, empty net New Zealand. There's a sentence I never thought I'd get to say. Attacking zone face-off for New Zealand, taking advantage of the icing call. Minute 33 on the big clock. So, what is effectively 5-on-5 hockey, but an empty net for New Zealand. Davis-Tote now. Coming back now is Jones. Jones with it. Jones got options left and right. Goes towards the left-hand side. Here's Nelson now. Nelson entering the zone. Shot there saved by Piers. It'll come back now for New Zealand. Here's Jones. Jones fires wide. Looking in front there for Horner Pascoe. Battle up against the boards. Penalty coming here. So that'll be Multana to the box.
Yeah. And that's another face-off in the offensive end for New Zealand. So I dare say they're probably going to keep the goalie off.
So 61 seconds remaining. New Zealand have pulled their goalie for the extra attacker, and they'll have the benefit of the attacking zone face-off. 2 goals in 61 seconds to tie things up. The Mountain may be just a little bit too tall, but they'll show the fighting spirit. Nelson to take the attacking zone face-off against Tahima. New Zealand now. There's 1 minute remaining. Back now for Heel, Caitlin Judith variety. It'll come back. All Australia need to do is clear it out. They're in the box seat, and they have 48 seconds away. Up against the boards, eating variable seconds off the clock. New Zealand, Nelson with it now. Firing in from distance. Pascoe in front. New Zealand have got one back. They've got the rebound, and they've got the goal. 32 seconds remaining. They've got one. They won't get a player back because we've got one each in the penalty box.
Yep.
But it was good work here in front.
They knew what they had to do, pulling that goalie off and then having that extra player. It's the risk you take. That's worked out for them. They've shortened that goal span there, but yeah, now it's into the neutral zone face-off there. They've put the goalie back in, and they'll get a player back.
So New Zealand will want to take advantage of this face-off and get Hyde straight back off. 30 seconds remaining. New Zealand look to go on the attack. Caitlin Judith Hill, turnover for Cochrane with the empty net. Cochrane fires slightly wide. No icing. New Zealand have 20 seconds to get a goal. They're at the wrong end. Australia can just tie things up here. Here's Nelson. New Zealand need to go. They need to go now. Horner Pascoe beats her. Venus. It'll be first to the puck, Venus. 4 seconds. 3 seconds in front. Desperation. New Zealand in it to the final second. But Australia take the win and the series in front of a very appreciative crowd here at Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. And Australia with the 2-0 series win and a win for Michaela Pearce.
Yeah, wow, what a fight till the end there though, especially after the disruption with all those penalties. It was so good to see New Zealand, made a crucial choice on pulling their goalie, getting that additional player, and that just helps them so much. That they battled there and got that goal in, but I think having an extra maybe minute on the clock instead of 30 seconds could have helped them, but it's 30 seconds doesn't leave you much time for many mistakes. So that was a great game to watch though, very different to yesterday's score result, but both teams really battled hard.
And as I said, New Zealand in it until the final second.
Absolutely.
So they should be very well proud of their efforts this weekend. And of course the World Championships in Dunedin next year.
Yes.
With both teams in the same conference. So handshakes all round. There will be a presentation of the Trans-Tasman plate after this game, and also the series MVP to be announced as well. So handshakes all round. Great performance by both teams over the weekend, and I think that both sets of teams will be happy. All the boxes, I think, will be ticked for what they wanted to achieve this weekend.
Yeah, the coaches will definitely get a lot out of this, and seeing the level of hockey and seeing what they need to do, what line combos worked, what line combos didn't work, and just based on how well New Zealand did in the defensive zone. But then their focus might need to be that once they get control in the defensive zone is to work on their offensive attack, and then Australia has to work to break down the defence. So work around all the time.
So an excellent defensive effort by New Zealand there. A great improvement from yesterday in under 24 hours of time, really. All the players going around showing their appreciation to each other and the benches as well. We'll have the presentation and also the naming of the event MVP, which will be an interesting decision. Lots of players to choose from.
Is that just one MVP they're announcing, or one on each team?
Just one.
Just one. Interesting. I haven't seen. Usually they do at tournaments, it's a team MVP. Yep. So that'll be interesting to see. So
the New Zealanders and Australians returning to their respective blue lines.
Ladies and gentlemen, your MVP of the weekend from Australia, number 8, Christina Julian. Where are you, CJ? There you are. Well deserved, well fought. Love your work, CJ. Love your work. All right. And to present the Women's Trans-Tasman Championship plate, we have Jane Woodlands-Thompson, the Vice President of Ice Hockey Australia, and Andy Mills, the President of Ice Hockey New Zealand. Sorry, I'm having trouble reading my own notes. All right. Can we please have the Australian captain come forward to receive the plate? Ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie Cochran. She got 2 goals tonight. Sing it with me, Australian fans. Oh, captain, my captain. Keep it going. All 50 players, 1,000,001 people on the bench.
So Stephanie Cochran, the captain of Australia, receiving the Trans-Tasman Shield. Christina Julian, the MVP for the weekend.
Looks like a very shiny plate out there. I can see reflections off the angles.
So a great weekend of hockey all around. Congratulations to Australia. Sasha King earning the shutout yesterday and Michaela Pearce with the win today.
Yeah, great result all around.
So a fantastic weekend of hockey. We have really enjoyed Talk Fox Media Group bringing you this coverage this weekend to not only fans in Australia and New Zealand, but all around the world. These games will remain on YouTube, so you'll be able to watch them back later. So thank you. So we will be shortly having an interview with Christina Julian, the MVP of the weekend. And as we found out, originally Canadian, as the Australians do a lap of honour, and hopefully New Zealand will be doing a stick tap for their fans as well. It's great to see the support that both teams have received this weekend.
Yeah, it's nice that they've had the opportunity to be able to travel over and support their New Zealand team.
So stick taps all around. And what this also does, it sets up an interesting World Championships. They're interesting anyway.
Yeah.
But when you've got New Zealand hosting that tournament,
that they're going to verse each other again in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's where the coaches will go back now and study those videos and work out where the breakdowns were and what they need to do just to, just change up their game style a little bit to be able to try and be more, to try and be successful.
So as I was saying, Christina Julian, Canadian, originally has played soccer for the Olympic team of Canada, Team Canada, and she's also in the Olympic Hall of Fame in Canada.
Yep.
She came to Australia several years ago playing for the Melbourne Ice, and now she can play for Australia, and this is actually her debut weekend for the Australian Flyers.
Yeah, which is great. It's a great asset. She's a fantastic athlete, and I say athlete because I feel like any sport she does, she's probably going to be unreal at. But yeah, she was always a threat on the ice. It was one I had to brace myself on when she's skating through because she's fast and she's smart, and she's an overall good player. So Australia's very lucky to have her.
So we're having a joint team photo being taken within the two teams, and this is absolutely awesome. Jess Fuller, the photographer, on the ice here, and this is a really great moment for the two teams. Just to remember, there hasn't been a game like this between the two teams for many years, and I don't think you actually played against New Zealand in your career, Mel.
No. I had a lot of gap years, just obviously due to finances. It's a very expensive sport to play, but the years I wasn't playing, they did meet, and I wasn't a part of that. So
we'll speak shortly with Christina Julian, the MVP, as soon as we can get her off the ice. But a great weekend. I think all the boxes were ticked. Would really love to see this next year as well. That's obviously well above our pay grade.
Yeah, no, it'd be great to see ongoing, and whether they do it, Australia goes to New Zealand next time. And kind of have it like an Oceania type play there, where it's New Zealand one year and Australia the other year, and in different locations. It's but yeah, we've had a great turnout with the crowd and support. So thank you for everyone that did spend the time and the money to come and watch and support the girls. It is fantastic to see.
So both teams having their individual photos taken on the ice, and it sort of reminds me, with all the gear everywhere, of what happens when you win a championship.
Oh, yes, yeah. It's tidy, though.
It is tidy.
It is tidy. They know where their stuff is.
So our appreciation for both teams, and also the behind the scenes, because there's a lot of people behind the scenes. Without this sort of thing, nothing would happen. There would be no game.
Yeah, not at all. We're very lucky to have the volunteers we have, and especially in our Newcastle community. They're always willing to help out, and we love to see that.
So there'll be a bit of catching up. Both teams will have dinner together tonight. And then, Mel, it's back to the real world.
Yep, back to reality.
So now we're going to cross down to ice level. Sarah Dora Marche is with the MVP, Australia's Christina Julian. Over to you, Sarah.
So I'm here now with Christina Julian from the Australian team, who was just awarded MVP for this weekend. Congratulations, first up. So rookie year with Team Australia. How does this feel for you?
Yeah, rookie year. I'm a little bit older coming in as a rookie, so it's a bit weird, but I'm adjusting and loving every minute of it, and it's just a great opportunity to be here, and I'm really proud and excited to be with this team, so it's been good so far.
I think we've known you for a while now. It's like you're a veteran of the A-Dub. You've scored enough goals on me in the past. What's it like to be able to have this week and get yourself on the score sheet and bury a few goals for you?
Yeah, I think it's been a really good opportunity considering like I've never played a world championship with them yet, so it's good to have these games on home soil and like get the cobwebs out and see what it's all about at this level, and I'm really excited that I got the opportunity to be here today, and I'm excited for what's to come as well.
And now because you are going to go, hopefully, to your first Worlds, not confirmed yet, but hopefully, what does planning and preparation look like for you over the next few months, including the A-Dub?
Yeah, absolutely. We're on a strength and conditioning program at the moment that's for the national team specifically, and then we'll go back to our A-Dub club, so we have to kind of balance those two at this point and make sure that we're in tip-top shape come April. And yeah, everyone's got that responsibility, and it's exciting because we're all very committed. So I think this year we're going to be pretty fit when we get to those World Championships. So it's pretty exciting.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations again on MVP and the successes of this weekend. Go and celebrate with your team.
Thanks.
Back to you, Mel and Eric.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Christina Julian there. Excellent to have your company as always, Mel. Really enjoyed it. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you as well to our hardworking Thought Fox Media crew. On behalf of myself, Amelia Matheson, Sarah Dora Marche, Alyssa Longmuir, Ash Jackson, and the entire Thought Fox Media crew, Ice Hockey Australia and the Ice Hockey Federation New Zealand. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed Australia with the win. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.